Hello. Good morning, everybody. Brock and Salk Show. Seattle Sports on 710. SeattleSports.com. Seattle Sports app. Podcast platforms. 97.3 HD2 and YouTube. I got a feeling we're going to see a lot of folks today on YouTube as Mike Macdonald will join us at 9:30 this morning. Get right to it, because if you've been listening to the national shows, you've probably barely heard anything about the NFC Championship game or the Seahawks. It's just pretty much the Patriots show, so that's fine. Let's start here. That was an all-time football game, whether people want to talk about it or not. That's an all-timer, of course, because it was an NFC Championship game at this field. It just happens over and over again. It was, at times, exhilarating. It was at times sickening. It was a complete roller coaster of emotions and energy over the course of 3.5 hours. I was mentally drained. I was emotionally drained by the end, and I'm sure everyone out there was as well. It was not quite 13 or 14 and the way those games went back and forth, but it was pretty darn close. And it had that effect of feeling the wave after wave after wave of the Rams just coming at you, and Matt Stafford was such a weapon. He was such a weapon yesterday. I mean, he was incredible. He was such like an Evil Dead character, where every time you feel like you might have him dead, nope, he just perks his eye back up and he's back and he's swinging again and he's throwing another ridiculous, unbelievable throw down the field that you shouldn't even be able to make. So incredible win. It's a team win. We're going to talk through that over the course of the morning. How many people deserve the credit? It's everybody. And when Mike Macdonald sits down here, I'm sure he's going to emphasize that this is a team win more than anything else. But I did want to start by shouting out 3 people that I thought were incredibly extra deserving. And there's a ton more that I could spend some time on this morning. I'm not going to start here with Nick Eamon-Warry, although I thought the game he played was instrumental to what they did. JSN, instrumental to what they did. Ken Walker, instrumental. Mora, he was great again last night. You're right, even though the numbers didn't say so. He was awesome. He had one of the best moves that number 40 dude, I'm sorry, I wasn't watching the broadcast. I was at the game.
All over the internet, yeah.
Dude, that poor guy. He's looking for his jockstrap. He had no idea what just happened. I mean, he was awesome yesterday. Ran hard, ran tough. So honestly, we could do this about anybody. But I'm going to start, as you might imagine, with Sam Darnold. That was awesome. Sam, amazing. G said I needed to write a Dear Sam letter. If I do, Dear Sam, that was awesome. That was the game you needed, man. You won them the game. We talked about it last week. Could Sam be the guy to win them a game? I said on Friday, maybe even Thursday, that I think he can. I had a really good feeling that Sam was going to need to do that and that he was going to rise to the occasion, and he was even better than I thought he would be yesterday. He was awesome. They needed him to do more. He did it. They needed him to not turn the ball over. He didn't. They needed him to be the reason they won the game, and he absolutely was that. He was incredible. The final drive, the 4-minute drive, he threw 3 passes on that drive, one to Walker, one to Kupp, and then the final one to JSN. Throw in the defensive holding to Cooper Kupp. You can't do it better. That's do or die. That's your opportunity to go win the game, and they put the ball on his arm, not just on the legs of Ken Walker and on the offensive line, because there was too much time for that. They put the ball in his hands. They needed to continue to matriculate the ball down the field, get first downs, kill the clock, and he did it. He was awesome. He was awesome. And if there are questions about Sam Darnold, I think they've all been answered. And I had a lot of those questions. I'm not going to pretend I didn't, of course. Until you do it, you haven't done it yet. He did it. He absolutely did it in a huge game where they needed him to step up, and the defense didn't have their best, and the running game was pretty well shut down after the first quarter, maybe the first half. He was amazing. Kudos to Sam Darnold. Hat tip, whatever it is you want. Flowers, roses, throw it all. He was awesome. He was awesome. Number 2, Devin Witherspoon, because he was having a bad game. Let's be clear. Devin Witherspoon was having a bad game. He gave up 3 catches that he probably never gives up again. He's having a bad game. He really was. You know what he did? He bounced back and had probably the two biggest defensive plays of the year on back-to-back goal line throws. 2 passes defensed in a row on 3rd and 4th down from the 6-yard line to save the game? Are you kidding me? So the talent and everything he did, the sense of the moment, impressive. But I really, really appreciate the resilience. That's incredible. That is a remarkable thing to do. And it's funny, I was talking about it to Avery, my daughter, last night. And she plays volleyball, and volleyball is one of those sports, right? You're going to make mistakes. You're not going to get to every ball. You're going to hit one out. And you got to snap and clear and move on and not let it affect the next one and spiral. And I was telling her about Devin Witherspoon. Because what he did yesterday and last night, remarkable. Tremendous game from a guy that they all say is, the leader, one of their best players, the guy who makes that defense tick. I know when Mike sits down here again and we ask him about Witherspoon, he's going to be pretty happy to talk about his favorite guy. Although he probably would disagree with me that he doesn't play favorites. And I guess Mike is really the third one. I said I wanted to talk about 3 guys this morning. The third is Mike Macdonald. I mean, what can you say about Mike that we haven't already said? I feel like he has been the topic of conversation on this show for the better part of 2 years. But I think what jumped out to me yesterday is this. Mike from the outside, when you don't know him, when you haven't been around him, when you haven't followed the team day in, day out, when you're coming in for the NFC Championship game and just learning about these Seahawks for the first time, or this next 2 weeks where America is going to find out who he is because most of them still don't even know, not a household name for sure. The first thing they'll say is that Mike is a great defensive mind. And he is. They're right. Mike has a great defensive mind. His scheme is incredible. What he's done with his defense is remarkable. I mean, all of the superlatives are deserved for Mike Macdonald, the defensive coach. And that may be part of why he was hired here. Oftentimes, you look at the best coordinators, the smartest coordinators, and you hire them. But when that's all you do, when all you do is look at who the best coordinator was on the best team, that's how you end up with the guy in Arizona. What's the guy's name? The Pew Pew guy?
Jonathan Gannon.
Thank you, Maura. I've already forgotten his name because his tenure was that forgettable. Yeah, Jonathan Gannon, defensive coordinator on a great Philadelphia team. He's going to be a great coach. He's a great mind. He's brilliant. Nope.
Well, and
terrible coach.
Cliff Kingsbury before him for them.
That's right. Those guys are bad coaches because that's not why you should hire someone. Mike is a defensive genius, sure. But that's not why he won that game, and it's not why the Seahawks are in the Super Bowl. They are here because Mike does all the things that a great head coach needs to do. He motivates the team. He cultivates culture. He's consistent. He uses those brains on the field. I think you see it, not just with the defensive scheming, but in the decision-making that he makes for 60 minutes or 3.5 hours, however you want to look at it. And then his intelligence off the field and finding ways to bring in parts of life and stay consistent to these messages. I'm going to talk a lot today about 12 is 1 because it was on display last night. Going to talk a lot today about MOB, Mission Over Bull, because it was on display for all but one play last night, and we'll talk about that one as well. Mr. Woolen, you better be very, 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 very relieved after that game because your name was about to go down in history as one of the biggest goats, not the good kind of goat, in Seahawks history. You are one very fortunate man that you can point to every other person on your roster, every other coach around you, every other person in the organization, and I would offer them a big old thank you. A big thank you, and an I'm sorry. I saw the I'm sorry come out to the Twitter audience. Well, I would throw another one out to every single person on your team, and I'd offer them a big thank you as well, because they got you off the hook. MOB, absolutely last night you saw it. Stacking plays, saw that one too. 12 is 1, 100%. And then add in Sam Darnold, add in Devin Witherspoon, add in Ken Walker, add in JSN, add in Cooper Kupp, who had a really nice game, add in Jake Bobo, who had a good game, out of nowhere, add in Rashid Shaheed, who was a threat. Add in the offensive line and everybody who helped. I mean, God, we could go on and on. We could go on and on and on. So what a really, really cool, awesome, amazing day. And now Seahawks are going back to the Super Bowl, man. And they did it without having to suck for any amount of time. That's going to be an interesting, combo this year or juxtaposition this next 2 weeks. The Patriots took a couple down years to find Drake May and bounce back with Mike Vrabel. And the Seahawks just didn't do that. And went out and got Sam Darnold, did it differently, and now they're in the Super Bowl. I'll come right back. I'll play you some of the best moments. We'll give you everything you need to know. And then we're going to take some phone calls at 6:30. It's Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports on 710.
We are going to the Super Bowl.
It's time to eat, boys. Super Bowl, here we come.
Can you believe it?
We're just a really good football team that's tough and connected.
Welcome to the dark side.
Power of 12 is one is real.
House City going up like it's our time.
All the 12s across the country and all the 12s across the globe.
You know how we do it.
The only place to hear Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. Seattle Sports.
You are now entering the dead zone. Welcome.
Kick off 2026 at Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton with their New Year's savings on your next car. Like the 2026 Corolla, leasing at just $215 a month for 39 months with $29.99 due at signing. The 2026 Prius, leasing at $280 a month for 39 months with $29.99 due at signing. And the 2026 Camry LE, leasing at $339 a month for 39 months with $29.99 due at signing, or finance at 4.99% APR for 72 months. New Year's savings at ToyotaofKirkland.com and ToyotaofRenton.com. Whether you're in the north or the south, they've got you covered. Offers valid until February 2nd, 2026. Terms available on approved credit through TFS. Excludes taxes, titles, license, dealers, accessories, and a $200 negotiable dealer documentation fee.
Guys, if your energy is low, your strength isn't what it used to be, or your drive feels off, it's not just getting older. For many men, it's low testosterone. At Revive Men's Health Washington, you can start with a free T-check, exam, and consultation, so you get real answers about your testosterone levels and overall health. And this month only, qualified patients may receive 25% off testosterone replacement therapy. This isn't guesswork or one-size-fits-all treatment. Revive specializes in personalized, closely monitored testosterone care designed to help men feel stronger, sharper, and more like themselves again. With over 120,000 patients treated since 2011, Revive Men's Health is trusted for results, not hype. If you've been putting this off, now is the time to act. Claim your free T-check and consultation and see if you qualify for 25% off TRT. This month only. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Terms apply, must medically qualify.
You know, this is one of those topics that no one really wants to think about, but if you're a parent, a homeowner, married, or helping take care of aging parents, it's something that honestly deserves a little attention. I'm talking about estate planning. And before you tune out thinking it's complicated or expensive, that's actually why I want to mention Trust and Will. Trust and Will makes estate planning feel way less intimidating than it sounds. They offer modern, attorney-designed wills and trusts that you can create online. And the process is surprisingly straightforward. In fact, you can create a will in as little as 30 minutes. That includes things like guardianship for your kids or pets, how your assets are distributed, and even healthcare directives. Don't wait until it's too late. Protect your loved ones with Trust and Will, the most trusted name in online estate planning. Go to trustandwill.com/game to get 20% off. That's trustandwill.com/game for 20% off. trustandwill.com/GAME.
The post-crib assembly press conference brought to you by Progressive.
Michael, you had some trouble putting the crib together today. What went wrong?
You know, those instructions can be tough, and, well, you saw the outcome.
Were you upset when your wife pulled you and called in the backup?
No, I mean, the baby needs a crib to sleep in, so whatever it takes.
You've got a changing table to put together next. It's got a lot of drawers. What's your comment?
You know what? We're done here.
Like it or not, sometimes you need a backup. That's why there's Progressive to protect your home and auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Smalls here. Life is full of choices, some big, some small. And when you choose an H&R Block Tax Pro, you're choosing the largest network of tax expertise to be in your corner. For when your big ambitions need help with the small details. For when your six figures come from 6 different places. For when your gaming stream becomes your revenue stream. For when your business's year one needs 70 years of tax know-how. At H&R Block, they've seen it all. And they're here to help you make the most out of your money for life outside the box.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
When you jump on the back of a bull and the gate swings, there's no middle ground. You either ride it out with 8 seconds of pure adrenaline or hit the dirt and run. Bull riding is not just a sport, it's a gamble of guts and glory. Nothing else compares. This is the PBR Pendleton Whiskey Velocity Tour. See the best bull riders in the world face off at Busch Light PBR Everett at Angel of the Winds Arena February 13th and 14th. Ready to be cowboy? Get your tickets at Ticketmaster. It's bull time.
Olympic Hot Tub has more ways than ever to achieve total wellness at home. Immerse yourself in a saltwater hot spring spa and let jets melt stress away. Enjoy a refreshing swim in an endless pool swim spa. Retreat to healing warmth and detox in a Tilo sauna. Then awaken mind and body with a cold plunge. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. Your path to wellness starts today at Olympic Hot Tub. Current specials with exciting savings at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Well, for the fourth time, the Seahawks hosted the NFC Championship game, and for the fourth time, they're headed to the Super Bowl, this time, of course, in Santa Clara, and it comes at the expense of a division rival. The LA Rams are headed to Cancun. What an epic night at Lumen Field. 3.5 hours of noise and drama, never comfortable, never boring, and heroes everywhere you look. We'll talk a lot about Sam Darnold this morning, but I was blown away by Devin Witherspoon. Again, not playing well early, some huge mistakes in that game, but when they needed him both, when they needed him most on third and then on fourth down, he absolutely delivered.
Stafford, shotgun snap, pump fake, has time, looks, fires to the end zone, almost intercepted by Witherspoon. He jumps in front of the intended receiver, Ferguson. Almost came up with a pick, but it doesn't matter because the Seahawks take over on fourth down.
Yeah, that might have been the loudest the stadium was all night, and for good reason. That was an incredible play and one they needed. So you get that turnover, you drive almost all the way down the field, keep the ball for more than 4 minutes, try to kill the clock. You only give them 25 seconds, no timeouts, down 4, so they needed a touchdown, and guess what? The Seahawks got it done.
Shotgun snap to Stafford. 9 seconds left. Stafford looks, fires. Ball is caught. Puka Nacua slides out of bounds. No! Clock keeps moving. Nacua on. We are going to the Super Bowl. Take your helmets off, players. They're breaking the glass next door. A completion to Puka Nacua. He can't get out of bounds. The flags are on the field.
Just confirming the runner was down in bounds. The game is now over. Seahawks win.
Seahawks win, and the Seahawks are going back to the Super Bowl.
Well, it sort of messed up the call for Rabes, but it was sort of cool to have the ref say, Seahawks win. Sam Darnold, incredible, 346 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 balls anywhere in harm's way. And honestly, the clutch gene when it was needed most. JSN, 153 yards on 10 catches, 1 score, maybe the biggest catch of the season on that final drive. I mentioned Witherspoon. Nicky Manwari shut down, honestly, entire possessions on his own. 5 tackles, 3 pass defense, 2 TFLs. Just an incredible special teams performance, start to finish. The only turnover, I mean, you can go on and on, man. That is a team performance. And that is why the Seahawks are going to the Super Bowl. Mike Macdonald happy to note the team element, but also what his quarterback did for them.
Just really, really proud of our guys. You know, it was a team win. Like, we didn't play our best game on defense. We made enough plays to win. You got to give them a lot of credit. They had a great game plan, did some things we weren't ready for. We had to adjust again, par for the course for their offense, and it's a team win. Special teams had to pick it up. The drive at the end on offense was just tremendous. I thought Clint called a great game, and then you can't talk about the game without talking about our quarterback. I mean, he just shut a lot of people up tonight, so I'm really happy for him.
Well, I guess I'm one of those people because I had questions, not necessarily doubts, but questions. Thought that he would answer the bell, and he 100% did that.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
All right, so now off to Santa Clara, right, to try to even the franchise record in the biggest game of the season. They'll get that chance for revenge, too, against the team that beat them, as you know, in agonizing fashion, the New England Patriots. I'm sure we're all going to get to see Malcolm Butler's face all over the place for the next 2 weeks. Hopefully this is that opportunity to exercise that ghost. You beat the Niners, you beat the Rams, you beat Matt Stafford, and now to see the Patriots, that's probably the best thing that could have happened to this franchise if you're able to get this win. How did they get there? They beat the Broncos. Kind of a messy affair. Drake May only threw for 86 yards in bad weather, but he ran for 65, including this one.
Oh, here he goes. He can try to beat him with his legs. As Ellis runs after him, and May got there. And the Patriots now only need to fall on it, kneel on it, and they can make their plans for Santa Clara.
Yeah, that was a pretty good play by Drake May. And again, bad weather. So here we go. Two defensive coaches. Honestly, probably the two coaches I wanted most a couple of years ago, along with Harbaugh, right? I was really into the idea of Mike Vrabel, and I think he's done a remarkable job very quickly with that Patriots team. But I don't think I'd trade Mike Macdonald for anyone in the league right now, man. I hope he's the coach of the year, and I'm psyched that he's going to be here in Seattle for a long time to come.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Yeah, it'll go under the radar today, but kudos to the Mariners. They pulled off a huge coup this weekend, signing the top international hitting prospect in 2027. His name is Myron De La Rosa. He's been committed to the Yankees, but that apparently fell apart. They give him $3.8 million in a signing bonus. Yeah, it sounds like he just sincerely wanted to be with this organization. We'll see. It gives them two of the top three prospects in next year's free agent class for international free agents. That's, what'd you say, Lyle? You've never seen that before. I mean, that is really incredible, going big after some of the biggest names out there. Draft, develop, trade, and sign your own. That seems to be the Mariners' style right now. Baseball America, by the way, only gave them 4 top 100 prospects. We talked about that. MLB Pipeline, a little more generous. 7 Mariners make their list. Michael Arroyo, Johnny Formello, Jurangelo Saintia all came in at 63, 75, and 90. They joined Colt Emerson at 9, Kate Anderson at 23, Las Montes at 29, and Ryan Sloan at 44. So kind of depends on which list you like better. Kraken win this weekend 4-2. Yeah, I'll throw it out there. 17 hits in 2 games for my guy, Jacob Melanson, who's just trying to hit everything that moves. Loved it. That is everything you need to know. 1/4 every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show. All right. Brock is going to be in today. Can't wait. He's here in studio. We got to hang out last night and watch the game. I absolutely recommend watching a football game with Brock and Damon Heward together. Incredible. Seriously, an incredible experience. I mean, just like eye-opening, and learned a lot, and two guys that really understand the game and talking through it and arguing with each other throughout. It was a really cool experience, to be honest with you. So let's open it up. Phone calls. I said I wanted to do this win or lose this morning at 6:30, 866-979-3776. I'm really glad that this is not going to be a 25-minute Reek Woolen bashing session, which it might have been if the Seahawks didn't find a way to win that game, but they did. So you can mention it, but thankfully that's not going to be the only thing we talk about. I'll ask the question. The Seahawks are here in the Super Bowl. They're in Super Bowl 60 because? Let me know. Why are they here? And you can talk about whatever you like. Mike, John, Sam, defense, Leonard, Spoon, what they did here in this game, specifically to beat Matthew Stafford. 866-979-3776. It's one of my favorite parts of local radio. This is the only place to get to do this live, right? Call up, give an opinion. Let's talk through it. Let's be excited together. We'll do it next on Brock and Salk.
We are going to the Super Bowl.
It's time to eat, boys. Super Bowl, here we come.
Can you believe it?
We're just a really good football team that's tough and connected.
Welcome to the dark side.
Power of 12 is one is real.
Whole city going up like it's our time.
All the 12s across the country and all the 12s across the globe.
You know how we do it.
The only place to hear Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. Seattle Sports.
You are now entering the death zone. Welcome.
For those diagnosed with anxiety, depression, or PTSD, Northwest Ketamine Clinics wants you to know hope exists. A recent patient, Evan, details his experience.
Every day was a struggle. I was constantly throughout my life researching what are new ways, are there any breakthroughs for depression, anxiety, these things. And at some point I started to read a few things about ketamine. I probably read every single thing on the website multiple times.
Northwest Ketamine Clinics defines success as a reduction in symptoms by 50% or more. Over a 3-week period, 86% of their patients are successful.
When I arrived at the clinic, it was just a beautiful, peaceful, quiet place. As I saw that healing and growth could take place, and as I put the energy into it, I just saw so many things change in my life.
Welcome to the Pacific Northwest's most experienced ketamine center. Book a free phone or video consult at nwketamineclinics.com. Healing starts here.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter.
Welcome back to Yeah, That's a Pepper Thing. First up, we've got Harrison wrapping his Dr. Pepper in a tiny quilt so it feels at home. Oh, how tender. That's a Pepper Thing! And over to Becca, who's whispering affirmations to her can.
You're sweet. You're unique. You're the best thing I ever poured over ice.
She swears it makes it taste better. It's not a science thing, but it's a Pepper Thing! Why do they all do it? All for that sweet, delicious, truly one-of-a-kind taste of Dr. Pepper. It's a Pepper Thing!
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage, no medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice.
DayandNight.net.
Day and Night gives you a free furnace or water heater with installation of an AC or heat pump.
If you're not sure your furnace will make it through another winter, call us to install a proper, long-lasting, efficient heating system backed by our lifetime workmanship guarantee, so you won't be left out in the cold.
Install an AC or heat pump and get a free furnace or water heater from Day and Night Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric.
DayandNight.net.
The road to the Super Bowl runs through Seattle.
Listen to the 12th man.
And Seattle Sports on 710, the home of the Seahawks.
Amy Cox did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. And with that money, she decided to treat herself to an anti-aging red light mask. Will she look like a horror movie villain every night? Yes. Will her boyfriend Kevin be scarred for life? That's certainly a risk. But it's Amy's savings, and if she's willing to risk her relationship for smooth, wrinkle-free skin, well, bye-bye, Kevin. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
How do you stay humble when you're America's #1 wiper blade? That's what we're currently dealing with at Rain-X. Is it even possible to humble brag when you bully Mother Nature like we do? Do we sound too conceited if we keep repeating how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America? No, we'll take a lesson from our wipers and just keep doing our job with humility. As America's #1 wiper blade. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here for my friends at People Come First, or PCF Construction Group. Are you tired of grilling in the cold and rain every winter? Well, with a patio cover, heater, and fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy your outdoor deck or patio all year long, staying warm and dry, even in the cold winter. Take advantage of off-season savings through February 15th, and you can get up to 10% off your entire project, plus 12 months with no payments and no interest. You see, most people don't consider building a deck in the winter, but if you want yours ready by next spring and summer, contact PCF right now to start planning. Spend the winter dreaming and designing your project so you're ready to build by spring. Planning and permits, they take a little time, so get started now. Get project ideas, browse the photos, and find all the offer details at pcfgroup.com. That's my friends online at pcfgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space with People Come First.
Brock and Salk's Rewind is presented by Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
509 jumping in, says, I don't like calling in because I get nervous. I turn into the 40-year-old virgin when I'm talking live, but they're 100% in the Super Bowl because of their clear and decisive vision. It started with John Schneider hiring Mike and then coming up with the type of team that they wanted to have together. I love it. Great start to, and we're going to take a ton of phone calls here at 866-979-3776. It is a Reaction Monday, which, of course, is powered by Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. I'm going to get all of your reaction. I'll keep giving you mine if you're just jumping in. And I'm looking at the stream here on YouTube. Over 1,000 people watching live right now. Are you kidding me? Thank you for watching on YouTube, and you can do that throughout. Brock will be here, Coach Macdonald, at 9:30 as well. If you're on 97.3 HD2, crystal clear, high definition. If you've downloaded the Seattle Sports app. If you're new to the show, thank you for joining us. We certainly appreciate it, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. I'll just say kudos to Mike Macdonald. What he did was incredible to build this team, to motivate this team, to cultivate the way that they play with each other. It all mattered, and it all came up big here in the playoffs. And to Sam Darnold, you answered the questions, man. I mean, it just said, like, until you do it, the last thing on people's mind was what you had done the last time, right? And which was to unfortunately fall quite short in the biggest game of your life. That's not true anymore. He's now beaten the Niners in ridiculous fashion and did exactly what was called for on him to do in that game. Called of him, excuse me. And then what he did last night was sublime. A sublime performance. He did everything right last night. Everything. He did everything right last night in all of the biggest moments. And the one throw he made that I thought wasn't great when it happened, that's because we were at the game. We couldn't see the holding on Cooper Kupp. Turned out it was a perfect play. Perfect play. Just an unbelievable game, a near-perfect game for Sam Darnold after the team played a near-perfect game the week before. So let's hear from you guys. Why are the Seahawks in the Super Bowl? 866-979-3776. We will start with Brett in Seattle on line 1. Good morning, Brett.
Good morning. How you doing, Mike?
What's up?
Hey, I want to start off by saying, first of all, I love Pete Carroll, but props to Jody Allen and John Schneider for making a very tough decision to move on from Pete Carroll. And from there, start the trickle-down effect of making the tough decisions to let go of DK Metcalf and to let go of Geno Smith. And I believe that's the reason why we are where we're at right now.
Well, thank you for the call, Brett. And obviously that one's near and dear to my heart. I mean, that was a big thing for me. Not the moving on from Pete, although it was time, and we all know that. And I appreciate, I think a lot of people are feeling that way today, that every time you give credit to Mike and for John for moving on, that it feels like a shot at Pete. And I don't think it is. I mean, Pete Carroll did some amazing things. That doesn't mean that it was going to last forever. And it was time. It had run its course. It was time to move on. They needed the fresh blood. I love Pete's style. I really came to appreciate it over the course of his time here. But I will say I do think, and maybe I'm crazy, I do think that Mike Macdonald's full program is more sustainable in the NFL than Pete's. Time's going to bear this out one way or another. We'll see if it's true. But I think it's going to be more sustainable. And we'll talk through why more over the course of this week. And next week, we'll have so much time to talk through this. And by the way, it sounds like Tom Brady's going to join us tomorrow. Daniel Jeremiah will be here tomorrow. I mean, like, everyone will be joining us here over the next couple of weeks. I didn't even mention, we're going to San Francisco. We're going to be down there. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week, we'll be on Radio Row, all the shows from the station. Can't wait to get down there and kind of do our thing. I've only been to 2, or 1, really. This is number 2. So really, really pumped that the station's setting us down to be a part of all of it. All right, 866-979-3776. Why are the Seahawks in the Super Bowl? Connor in Wenatchee on line 2. Good morning, Connor. Connor going once. Connor going twice. Connor is...
Hi, can you hear me?
Now we can. There we go.
All right.
What's up, Connor?
My apologies about... Oh, good morning. Thank you for having... Let's go, Seahawks. Could not be more excited. We're going to the Super Bowl, and I just want to apologize to John Schneider. He made all the right decisions, and I doubted him with the Leonard Williams trade, with the in-season Rashid Shaheed, with the Mike Macdonald hire. 10 out of 10, unbelievable. Just credit to him and Jody Allen. Just can't believe it.
Yeah, appreciate that, Connor. Thank you. The Leonard Williams one is so big. I was standing next to somebody last night after Rashid Shaheed made that great catch down the sideline, and he's like, "Is that the best in-game or in-season acquisition in years?" And I was like, well, like 2 years, because it was 2 years ago. I think it was maybe 3, but I think it was 2 years ago that they traded for Leonard Williams mid-year. And that was definitely the right thing to do. Leonard Williams is the heart and soul. I mean, you see it when he's introduced last on that defense, and he comes out and he's making faces, and it's his personality that I think shines through that defense more than anybody else's. Him and Spoon. But I love that. I love that trade when they made it. Loved it. Loved it even more when they signed him up long term. And I think you love it every single day you watch that dude play. Heart and soul, man. Heart and soul of this team. And you got to have the dudes up front. You have to. All right, 866-979-3776. Why are the Seahawks in the Super Bowl? Line 3. Miles is in Lacey. Good morning, Miles.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, I think our team is in the Super Bowl because they're a team, and even in games like last night when maybe our defense wasn't showing up, we've been able to carry the other side of the ball with our play all year in times that are down, whether or not it's Reek making a mistake. Our offense showed up last night, and I would like to say that Sam is kind of a perfect representation of us out here in the Northwest. You know, he's been shunned and kicked around the league and discommunicated and not, you know, and he showed up, and we're going to the Super Bowl, baby.
It's pretty amazing. Thank you, Miles, for the phone call. I like that element that you bring up of the complimentary. I mean, Michael talk a lot about complimentary ball, right? And how we've mentioned it kind of means complete in his world. When he says complimentary, he kind of means a complete football game. But I think you say it very nicely there, that when the defense didn't have its best day, and they didn't. I mean, the last couple of weeks, the defense has been so good, right? 9 points in 2 games against the Niners. They were dominant. Couldn't do that against the Rams. The Rams are a tough matchup for them. I don't entirely know why. I know it's partly because of Matt Stafford, but it's more than that. The Rams are a tough matchup for them. They just are. Okay. Offense steps up. That's what makes Seahawks interesting. They have so many different ways they can win. And I think that's why they've been the best team in the league this year. They can beat you on days where they run the ball. They can beat you on days where they throw the ball. They can beat you with special teams. And obviously they can beat you with their defense just suffocating you. So when you have that many different ways to win football games, they can blow you out. They can win it late. They can beat you situationally. They can beat you in the middle 4 minutes where they find ways to score a couple of times. I mean, like, they find all these different ways to win. Mark of a great football team. And I think that's what we got here. 866-979-3776. Let me go to Daniel in Linwood on line 4. Good morning, Daniel.
Hey, good morning.
What's up?
I think that they are here because of their collective buy-in under Mike's vision. I think it's pretty unique to have everyone in the building pulling in the same direction. Yeah, I get it. There's Tariq, and he kind of does his own thing once in a while. But it's not like Gino and DK who were self-sabotaging the team. Everyone seems to be pulling in the same direction, and when you combine that with talent, the sky's the limit.
Yeah, thank you for the call. That's a really good point. Collective buy-in. Mike Macdonald has done a lot more than just scheme. He's done a lot more than just motivate. He's found a way to build a true team. And that started with all of the walk and talks and ways that he got his guys to hang out with each other and be around each other and meet different people, such that Jaron Reed and Michael Dixon are now good friends, such that Gray Zabel can help out Leonard Williams with an idea for a pass rush and a huge division title game. I mean, like, all of those things factor in. Mike talked about the faith that he needed from his players to believe in a new coach and his vision, and he had to spell it out for them and convince them that it was going to work. But it has. It has worked. And that collective buy-in was not going to be possible. I'll say it over and over again. Was never going to be possible as long as Geno Smith, DK Metcalf, and I'm going to say this too, and I know it's going to make people uncomfortable, and it's not out of belief that this person's a bad guy, but Tyler Lockett. And it's not because, and I don't put him quite in the same category. Geno has his issues. DK has his issues. Tyler does not. Wonderful person, wonderful human being. But all three of them were so closely tied to Pete Carroll and the former culture here that I think it was very necessary to remove three guys who held a lot of sway in this building, remove them from the roster so that you could create the vacuum for other people to slide up into it and really become the new leadership of this team under a new system, a new culture, new values. Had to happen. Had to happen. And, oh, by the way, they took the money. They took those picks, right? It all works out. It all works out. Plus, nobody flipped off the crowd, which was nice. Only in Vegas. 866-979-3776. Let me go to Joe down in Arizona. Line 5. Good morning, Joe. Why is this team in the Super Bowl?
Morning. Unsung heroes, the massively improved offensive line. And I think that has made this Seahawks team win a lot of games in the first half, which is not something that I was used to watching as a big Seahawks fan. And I'll be honest, if they win in 2 weeks, I know it's blasphemous to say, I think this is the best Seahawks team that we've ever seen.
It might be. I mean, it certainly will have an argument to be made. I don't know, that 13 team is pretty darn good, and it's crazy because they might have actually even been better the next year in 14. I don't know. But, hey, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. If they get to the Super Bowl, which they've now done, and win it, certainly going to be part of that conversation, right? I mean, along with the 2013 team, and the offensive line is a huge reason. You have to have it. Got to win the line of scrimmage. They didn't dominate that game yesterday, but they gave Sam enough time to throw for 350 yards. He wasn't running for his life the whole time. They opened up some holes early and were able to kind of play that, hey, if you bring your safety down, we throw. If you leave your safety up, we pass. I think I screwed that one up. Maybe it's the other way around. But you know what I mean? Yeah, offensive line, a big part of that. Let me go to Buffalo. Go to Buffalo, New York. Line 6. Talk to LG. Good morning.
Morning, Mike. Big fan of your show. Listen every day.
Appreciate it.
I just want to say, last time my son, when the Seahawks got to the Super Bowl, my son was like 2. So to experience them getting back there with him now as a teenager, that was the real last night.
That's cool.
I think the Seahawks are going back to the Super Bowl because they finally got back to being the bully. Like, I got so tired over the last 10 years of having teams dictate to them what they wanted to do. And even though it wasn't pretty defensively last night, you could see the hitting. It's like, no, you're in our house. This is how we play. You have to adjust. We're back. Go Hawks.
Dude, call in more often. That's a great call, and I totally agree with you. I couldn't agree more. There were so many games over the previous, I don't know how many years, 5, 6 years leading up to Mike Macdonald, where you're like, man, they're just getting beat up. They're not dictating. They're not dominating up front. And that was the offensive line. That was the idea of letting Russ cook. That was defense that just couldn't stop the run. And when you can't do those things, you're just not a good football team. And there are specific. I have this like vivid memory of the game against Jacksonville. It was a while ago, but they were like, Jacksonville Jaguars had the ball like 3rd and 2, no problem, just run the ball. We don't care. 3rd and 3, we'll run the ball because you're not going to stop us because you're not physical enough. And there were many like that. The loss in the playoffs to Dallas where the defense couldn't stop anybody and Dak Prescott runs right through the middle for a touchdown. I mean, that's going back a ways, but that's really when it started. They stopped being the bully. That was the case for a long time. And we were trying to, think about how do you get back to where it was in 13 and 14, maybe 15. But they didn't get back to that point until Mike took over. And last year, he started to build it, and this year it really happened. All right, 866-979-3776. We got to get to line 2, go to Moeller and Everett, because I want to hear about Sam Darnold. Go ahead, Moeller. Good morning.
Sam Darnold. He is a franchise quarterback. An incredible game last night. But there's so many things we can talk about. I love people talking about us being a bully. I mean, that's really cool. It's a great game.
Well,
that's all I got to say. Go.
Well, that's all you need to say, Moeller. Appreciate you. Yeah, Sam Darnold did deliver when he needed to last night. Franchise quarterback. I mean, geez, you put one more win there, and it's going to be real hard to argue anything other than that. He answered so many questions last night, certainly ones that I had. Could he do it in a big moment? Could he do it for an entire game? Could he do it when it was about more than just, taking the easy throws and throwing it? What did he throw it 17 times during the Niners game, something like that? That's not last night. Last night they needed every inch of the 356 yards he threw for. His throws, every time you wondered, like, he's in a bad spot. What is he going to do on 3rd and 8, 3rd and 10? Like, he delivered a strike. And kudos to Clint Kubiak and Mike Macdonald because I thought, kept their offense very fresh throughout the game. It was not predictable. It wasn't run, pass. It was none of that. You really, truly didn't feel like you knew what they were going to do on any play. And that was even sitting with guys like Brock and Damon G, who have, I think, a very good sense for the game and where it's going to go. And certainly the two quarterbacks understand alignment and personnel and what you want to do. And they kept him guessing. They kept him guessing throughout the entirety of that game. Line 3, Mo is in Onalaska. Good morning, Mo.
Hey, good morning, Mike. How you doing, bud?
Well, I'm just proud of myself for not saying, hey, Mo. So,
Hey, you're good. You're good. Hey, I want to tell you, man, I say Sam Darnold, and I'll tell you why. Our defense is awesome. Our defense rocks, right? Our special teams is awesome. But when we got rid of Geno and him, I was excited, just like you. I was like, good riddance. Get them. He wasn't that good. But I was like, oh man, Sam Darnold. I know. I've heard of him. I've watched him a few times, so I kind of was hesitant. But I remember hearing a lot about with San Francisco, he learned a lot. He went to the Vikings last year, and obviously that coach helped him out. And look what he did. And so I was like, okay, he's on our team now. Look at our coaches. Look at who we got. And if he could play like he did last year, which, some people were doubting him. I know you did, Mike. But, dude, I think he had one bad game, that Rams game, the four interception or whatever. Other than that, dude, he did it. He led us. And the guys in the locker room, they'll tell you. You heard them, hey, we fight for this guy.
They sure did. They were sure willing to say it afterwards, and we've heard it all year from guys like Ernest Jones and Leonard Williams and JSN. I mean, everyone who knows this guy just seems to want to go to bat for him. And I mean, just reading the thoughts from around the NFL yesterday, so many people that were happy for Sam, whether they had doubted him or not, just because of what a good dude he is. Yeah, I mean, I agree with all of it. They have taken on a lot of his personality. There's no doubt. They've taken on a lot of his personality. We've talked all year about and talked with Mike Macdonald about how this is not a team that, is all about the external motivation, right? Oh, we're better. We've been doubted. That team said this media member said that. They don't do that. They just kind of do their own thing and really believe in themselves. Maura, can we play cut 12? Because after the game, Sam was asked about proving those doubters wrong. And he didn't take the bait at all. And I think it's very indicative of who this team is.
So how did it feel for you to prove all the doubters wrong to be heading to the Super Bowl?
That doesn't matter to me. I just come to work every single day with these guys. These guys in this locker room, that's what it's about to me, man. The way that we've come to work ever since April in OTAs, training camp, one day at a time, and we're here, and we did it.
Yeah, 100%. All of that is really what this team has been about all year long. They don't care about what you think. They don't care about the media. They don't care about trying to play the victim card or the aggrieved, oh, nobody believed in us. They don't do that. They really don't do that. They just say, we don't care. That's what Mike Macdonald said last night, right? We don't care. Do we have that more? Is that cut 19? Mike Macdonald we don't care. We don't care what they've said about us. That's not the way this team functions. They only care about themselves and the next play, and the 12 is all of it. They care about themselves and each other. I love that, Ellen. Is that cut 19 more?
Yeah, I have both things. He kind of talked about the 12 as one first, and then the not caring.
Okay.
I'm speechless. I'll tell you what. This is the power of 12 as one, man. This is a heck of a job. When you do it together, this is what you can do. How about the 12?
Now coming into the season, you were an afterthought to the Rams, to the 49ers. How did it feel to go through both of those teams to earn your trip to the Super Bowl?
We did not care. It's about us. It's always been about us and what we do. And now we're going to the Super Bowl.
Anybody else think that Mike was not going to say anything else after we didn't care?
Yeah, that's standard.
As somebody who's interviewed him, right? Or as somebody who's cut him up all the press conferences and interviews from this year. I thought he was just going to end it there.
Macdonald can say that they don't do the nobody believed in us thing, and maybe he doesn't give speeches like that or anything, but I've heard a couple of the guys say, Witherspoon started to say it last night and then backtracked, and Leonard Williams has said it. Like, I think it's hard to get that mentality away from players because you want to prove people wrong.
Well, and as we heard from Jordan Palmer last week, some people are more externally motivated, right? They do rely on that stuff. That's okay. I don't have a problem with them saying that. But I think at the center and the heart of this team is much more a belief in themselves rather than looking at what's outside and trying to prove it to the rest of the world.
But it's probably hard not to notice that to start the season, we saw some awful predictions for what they were going to do this year, right? And they made it all the way to the Super Bowl.
And right now should be a pretty big favorite to win that sucker as well. All right. Thank you to all the phone callers. Appreciate you. I'm sorry if you're left on hold. Tried to get to as many as we could. And I loved it. I thought you guys were great. Not a huge surprise coming off a huge game like that. I really enjoyed last night. I mean, sitting there with Brock and Damon was a really cool experience. No joke. I know I like to give, especially one of those guys, a lot of grief, but getting to sit next to them and hear their thoughts and arguments and analysis throughout the entirety of the game, it was a very, very cool experience. And honestly, even though I give him a lot of grief, I'll throw G. Scott in there as well, because G really knows the game and certainly knows a lot of these players and the wide receiver position and some of his insight. I was learning a lot. No joke, just sitting there with those guys last night. So Brock's going to be in a moment, opportunity to give you some of that same knowledge that he imparted to me last night. And I'll also say this. The Seahawks did beat the Rams for a lot of reasons, but at the end of the day, I think one is going to stand above all else for me. I'll tell you what that is. Brock will be in. We got a ton to do before Mike Macdonald at 9:30. It's Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports on 710.
Bump and Stacy, weekdays 10 to 2.
The team that got rid of Pete Carroll, let Geno go, DK is out of here, lots of moving parts, are playing to go to the Super Bowl. No one thought this was going down like this. I didn't see this happening for this ball club. It's been the best transition in the league in the past couple of years. No other team has made the major moves that this team has made and gotten to this point.
Only on Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, Brock Ewart here with my buddy Dave Taylor from First Mark Insurance. You know, Dave, I love sport. You love sport. And I love sitting with coaches and hearing their game plan each and every week. What are the keys to a First Mark Insurance game plan?
It's a great question, Brock. I think there's really 3 keys to a great game plan with us. Number 1 is we want to make sure that our clients have the correct coverage for their unique specific needs. So that's number 1. Do you have the right coverage? Number 2, once we have the right coverage, are we getting that coverage at the most competitive price possible? And then last and not least would be, once we have the right coverage at the most competitive price, are we providing world-class service to those customers so that when they need it, they have someone there that's got their back?
Those are the 3 keys to a First Mark Challenge victory. And man, am I so glad Molly and I took the challenge. We are one of so many through a decade plus of being a First Mark Challenge victory. You can too. Just simply go to firstmarkinsurance.com. Firstmarkinsurance.com.
We've all been there. Sleepless nights, wondering if your business's security service is really protecting what matters. At Bay Alarm, we can put your security insecurities to bed. Our advanced technology and personalized support ensure you can rest easy knowing we're here for you. BayAlarm.com.
Happy New Year from Frank Lumber, the Door Store, your locally owned custom pre-hung door shop, boasting the largest selection of residential doors in the Seattle area for decades. We specialize in interior and exterior pre-hungs and matchups, along with pocket doors, barn doors, bypass, and bifold doors. The selection is huge. If it swings, we've got you covered. Come and visit our showroom and bargain barn in Shoreline. Also, be sure to check us out online at franklumber.com.
STG presents Behind the Plate, a one-on-one conversation with Mariners catcher Cal Raleigh and comedian Adam Ray. This Wednesday, January 26th, 5th Avenue Theater. Don't miss Behind the Plate. One night only. Tickets are available online at Ticketmaster.com.
You know, this is one of those topics that no one really wants to think about, but if you're a parent, a homeowner, married, or helping take care of aging parents, it's something that honestly deserves a little attention. I'm talking about estate planning. And before you tune out thinking it's complicated or expensive, that's actually why I want to mention Trust and Will. Trust and Will makes estate planning feel way less intimidating than it sounds. They offer modern, attorney-designed wills and trusts that you can create online. And the process is surprisingly straightforward. In fact, you can create a will in as little as 30 minutes. That includes things like guardianship for your kids or pets, how your assets are distributed, and even healthcare directives. Don't wait until it's too late. Protect your loved ones with Trust and Will, the most trusted name in online estate planning. Go to trustandwill.com/game to get 20% off. That's trustandwill.com/game for 20% off. trustandwill.com/GAME.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. Out on the course, they're the PGA Tour's best players. But in the arena, they're prime time. And Season 2 of TGL presented by SoFi is back with lights, cameras, action. We're talking big moments, big personalities, big names in the stands, all on the big screen. Big-time matchups with shot clocks, hammer drops, timeouts, overtime, and playoffs. It's city versus city, squad versus squad. The sport just hits different under the lights. It's TGL presented by SoFi. Keep up. It's golf. Tune into every match. Only on ESPN.
Do you know what to do if you're stuck on the railroad crossing? Get out of your vehicle. If a train is not approaching, find the blue and white emergency notification system sign on the traffic signs at the crossing. For help, call the number on the sign and give them the crossing number so they know your location and can alert train traffic. Remember, find the blue and white to save your life. For more information, visit oli.org.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Give me a
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
I don't read the internet, guys.
Take the bull by the hands.
And Brooke Huard. And Brooke Huard.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Huard and Mike Salk.
Oh, good morning, Brock. The Seahawks are headed to Santa Clara. They are in the Super Bowl once again, Super Bowl 60. We got a chance to watch our second NFC Championship game together.
2-0.
And it ended just as wonderfully as the first one. Maybe not quite, well, almost as dramatic. I mean, not on the drama scale, it was not far behind 2014 or 13. That's an epic, man. That is an epic football game. And the only thing about it is how miserable it was to watch compared to how wonderful the end was. It was painful at times. It was joyous at times. That was an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah, anybody that tries to kind of predict these games going in, and I certainly had some friends like, 30-10. Oh, the Rams. Oh, they got us one time. We're going to come back and get them this time. The way we're playing, they're out of gas. I'm like,
no,
I don't know. I just never. Not that I was negative, but you just know who you're going against. Mm-hmm. It's like this hockey game I went to that was beforehand. And you see two evenly matched teams, and they're going at it, and it's back and forth. And well, for the Rams, and you sat by Damon and I promise you, if there were another 10 former NFL quarterbacks you were sitting with Salk, every one of them would have said the same thing. That dude's just not human. I mean, that's just that throw.
Talking about Matt Stafford.
That throw is just somebody, like no one else on earth is making that throw. Like that, he is just playing. He's just playing at a level that truly, like nobody else is. And Damon was texting Dan Marino during the game, and he was like, Dan, I got to say it, man. I've seen a lot of great throwers in person. Play with Brady but this dude spins it like you did. And he did. And he made some.
That's probably the best comp for him is Dan Marino.
Yeah.
And it's neither guy was mobile and all that. And I said it earlier, felt like kind of an Evil Dead villain where every time you hoped maybe you got him, he just woke back up and made another incredible throw and refused to die.
At some point, they're going to fumble. At some point, they're going to fumble a snap. At some point, there's going to be a false start. At some point, there's going to be a delay game. At some point, they're going to be discombobulated. The decibel level is 116, and quite consistently it was like 114 to 116. And it wasn't just at the snap. It was during the entire timeouts.
Didn't affect him at all.
So
he was completely unaffected.
4-minute timeout
by any of it.
And the whole time,
all right.
They got the decibel levels up, and it just that's.
So why did they win? Why did the Seahawks beat the Rams? I got a lot of reasons. You guys just came up with a ton of reasons on the phone lines. But at the end of the day, and this is a cop-out answer, they're just a better team.
Yeah.
It didn't show up on every play. It didn't show up on every series because the Rams are also a really good team. That's a well-coached football team. That's a great quarterback. They have great players on that LA team. There's no doubt. I got all the respect in the world for that Rams team. They were much better than everyone else the Seahawks played this year, and I don't think it's close. And with all that being said, the Seahawks are better. They're more talented. They made more big plays, especially in the biggest moments, and they were more complete. They had more ways they could beat you, and special teams showed up. And the defense, I know it had a rough day, but they showed up when they needed to in the final drive. And the offense did what it needed to do. And Sam Darnold, and we'll talk a lot more about him at 7:30, he showed up and played the game of his life. I mean, you put it together, Brock.
Yeah.
That was incredible. They won their way. Mike, the "we don't care" quote.
That's so good.
Well, it's one of two things that I saw yesterday. We've spent a lot of time this year talking to Mike Macdonald and learning about the sayings that are important to him because he repeats them over and over again. And what do you always tell me about that?
Yep. When a coach repeats something to us, I can promise you it is in that locker room 10X.
Two things he says a lot. MOB, mission over bull, and 12 is one.
12 is one.
And as I watch that game, he has others that he says, but those two really jumped out to me during that game. Yeah. The 12 is one. That was a complete team win with all three phases and everyone on the roster and everyone on the coaching staff all contributing. And I think that's really been the case the last 2 weeks. That 12 is one element I thought was very much on display. And then the mission over bull, there was one moment of bull over mission where somebody decided to be selfish and decided that the bull and everything surrounding it was more important than the mission of trying to win the game. But other than that, they found ways to refocus. I thought that they didn't care about the noise. They didn't care about the other team. They cared about themselves. They bounced back from bad plays and made good ones. Those two mantras were very much on display last night.
Yeah, I don't know how much I can deviate from that. To your first point, like 1 through 70, which is what this league has become now. George Alani, I'm sorry, you haven't played in like 8-10 weeks, but you're going to be active and you're going to go, right? Amari Kite, I'm sorry, a week ago in a divisional playoff game, you've never played for us, but you're going to play 20 snaps, right? Like 1 through 70 is important. And I think 1 through 70, yes, everybody, even around the league, would agree. That Seahawks roster 1 through 70 is better than the Rams. It just is. And some of the wealth is spread around, and it's a mix of young and a couple old. But 1 through 70, I would side with that. But I like that caller that called in when he said buy-in. Because you don't do what Devin Witherspoon does without that buy-in, without truly having faith and belief in what Mike has talked about, of stacking plays, and it's on to the next one, and it's on to the next one. That's secondary, Salk, and never been, even in the game, where they had 590 yards the last time they were in there, it was much more of a middle of the field, Puka's beaten zone, these no-look passes. It's, yesterday was like Job twice, Woolen twice, Spoon 3 times. It was shots and explosives at them on the perimeter. We're going at you with a one-on-one. And it'd been really easy for Spoon to just be like, not my day, man.
Yep.
Not my day. And you know what? Instead,
bounces back, 2 biggest plays of the game. And you could probably add 3. I mean, he's the one who was able to get Nakua down in bounds by hustling to that play. I think they probably still win the game either way, even if he gets out with 1 second. But it at least eliminated the possibility of some sort of crazy Hail Mary garbage to end the game. Instead, you just end it right there. So, yeah, I was telling Avery last night, because you're playing volleyball, right? And like, hey, you're going to have bad plays.
Yep.
How do you bounce back, and how do you deal with it? And I was literally telling her the story of Devin Witherspoon and what a miserable game he was having until he wasn't anymore.
That's right.
Until all of a sudden he became the best player on the field in 3 of the biggest plays out there. Mike talked about 12 as 1. Cut 18. Here is Mike Macdonald after the game discussing the importance of that mantra.
I don't know if anybody can hear me afterward, but I just like the power of 12 as 1 is real, just synergy, people buying in, doing it together. We're not we don't have a bunch of superstars and all that. We're just a really good football team that's tough and connected and doesn't blink and plays the whole game.
And they do their part plus, what is it, another 0.09 or so in order to get to 12. And the crowd factors in, and the sidelines factor in, and the coaching staff factors in, and the ready squad factors in. And when you make mistakes, let me play cut 17 from Mike as well. When you do make mistakes and there is a problem, you just think about the next play rather than the last one, and it tends to work out. Cut 18.
Didn't we just play cut 18?
I'm sorry, cut 17 more. 18, 17. Don't worry about numbers.
16, 15.
We needed it. If we didn't, look, they had us on the ropes straight up, and sometimes it was defense making the play. A lot of times it was offense coming in making the play, special teams. And that's what we believe, Like we believe that our team is our edge, how we play together.
It is. It is, because that really is the power in that, Salk, is it's not just a one. It's not like, well, I did my job, you didn't do your job. I mean, there's a lot of teams, a lot of companies, a lot of places where, like, what do you want me to do? I did my job. I did my preparation. That's your fault. Like, that is such an easy human nature thing to fall into. And when you believe, like, no, it's 12 of us. I truly, genuinely care about you and want to see you do well. Like, hey, man, we pick each other up. We pick each other up. And they're here, too. Let's be really clear. And I know in 20 minutes we will go on and on about Sam.
We sure are.
We're here because, Matthew Stafford is a superhuman. He's Dan Marino in his prime. But you know what? Sam Darnold yesterday went toe-to-toe with that behemoth. I mean, he went right there. Throw for throw. Okay, you can make that play. You can go score. Then we got to find a way. Okay, you're going to make that throw in that play. Maybe I can't hit that 360-yard drive with that beautiful little cut. Oh, and then you can.
Well, I mean, just to finish your analogy, if Stafford was Dan Marino, he was Joe Montana. I mean, like, he was the guy that went toe-to-toe with Marino in the Super Bowl, beat him, and that was pretty much it. I mean, and I like Dan Marino a lot more than I liked Joe Montana as a kid. But Joe's the winner, and he was the one who got it done, just like Sam did last night. We're going to the Super Bowl. The Seahawks are going. I mean, we're going. Seattle Sports going to be there. Me and Brock and Maura and Stacy and Bump and Wyman and Bob and everybody. We're all going. We're all going to be in San Francisco for shows Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday next week. Can't wait. That'll be awesome. Thank you to Bonneville for sending us down there and letting us be a part of this whole thing. The Seahawks are going to be there. We're going to have guests galore. Mike Macdonald's going to join us, of course, today at 9:30. Tom Brady on the show tomorrow. We'll get you a time as soon as that is confirmed. Daniel Jeremiah this week. And then we're going to just start we're going to go through Brock's phone together here this morning. And we're just going to start calling people and figuring out where we want to put them on over the course of the next 2 weeks leading up to this thing. It's going to be awesome. We'll talk more about Sam in 20. We'll give you everything you need to know next. It's Brock and Salk heading to the Super Bowl on Seattle Sports on 710.
We are going to the Super Bowl. It's time to eat, boys.
Super Bowl, here we come.
Can you believe it?
We're just a really good football team that's tough and connected.
Welcome to the dark side.
Power of 12 is one is real.
Whole city going up like it's our time.
All the 12s across the country and all the 12s across the globe.
You know how we do it.
The only place to hear Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. Seattle Sports.
You are now entering the dead zone. Welcome.
Hey, Mike Salk here telling you people all over the Northwest are going to lose 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds, maybe by March. They'll do it by starting with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. That's a big resolution. Or if you've tried a New Year's resolution and you're nearly 4 weeks in, it's just not going well, let Eastside Weight Loss Clinic help. There's no shame in that. 15-minute phone call is all it takes to get you started. I did the program. I immediately lost 10 pounds in the first week. I lost 35 pounds in 8 weeks, and I didn't have to fight for space in a crowded gym. I didn't take any pills or injections. I didn't eat any bland, fake box meals or anything like that. It's all real food that you buy at the grocery store, delicious recipes, and then the support, coaching, and accountability that I know I needed to get it done. Do it for yourself this year. Call Eastside Weight Loss Clinic at 425-588-0080 or go to eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
Save $600 on windows and $1,500 on doors at Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Enjoy easy 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest financing for 12 months, plus a lifetime installation warranty. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com today.
Our number one thing with them is always like, hey, welcome someone in and assure them that they're in the right place. We're going to take care of them.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
That's another amazing run by Team USA.
Mom, think I'll be on Team USA one day?
Well,
I'll take this one.
What? Are you speaking to us?
Yes, and to answer your question, anything's possible, especially with Xfinity.
So, I can be the best snowboarder ever?
Well, I can't guarantee that, but Xfinity can guarantee that your internet price won't change for 5 years.
Okay. What if I practice every day?
Then maybe you'll be snowboarding for Team USA at the next Olympic Winter Games. And Mom, you'll still be paying the same price for Wi-Fi.
Ooh, really stuck the landing there.
It's the Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. That's a $10.99 value per month. Xfinity. Imagine that. proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Actual speeds vary.
The Mariners fix you need during the offseason.
Fans are on their feet and listen to this.
The Uncruise Adventures Hot Stove, Tuesday nights at 7 on Seattle Sports.
All Americans should do what they can to prepare for the future. Donald Trump Jr. here with an important message. More and more Americans are looking for ways to diversify their hard-earned money, and gold is the perfect solution. For example, a gold IRA from my trusted friends at the Birch Gold Group lets you diversify your IRA or 401k into physical gold with zero taxes and zero penalties. You stay in control with a tangible asset that's held value for thousands of years. And right now, Birch Gold is offering a free info kit to help you understand how it works. Just text the word SECURE, SECURE, to 989898. There's no pressure, no obligation, just the facts. You can't predict the future, but you can be prepared, but only if you educate yourself. So take that first step right now. Text SECURE to the number 989898 today. That's SECURE to 989898.
Save more on the brands pros trust at Lowe's. Right now, get up to 35% off select major appliances and choose from our wide lineup of top brands. Plus, save $100 on a Little Giant 22-foot multi-position ladder. Now just $189. Built for strength, flexibility, and job site versatility. Pros, these savings will only be here for a limited time. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 1/30. While supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for more details.
This year's tax changes. Better not get caught snoozing. Miss one deduction, lose thousands. Not amusing.
Big tax changes can mean bigger refunds at Jackson Hewitt. And right now, get $100 just to try us.
Don't worry, tax filers. If money is tight, get $100 from Jackson Hewitt, so you'll sleep better at night.
Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
4 for 4, Brock. Every time this city has hosted an NFC championship game, it has led to the Seahawks being in the Super Bowl yesterday. No different. Santa Clara, the division rival Rams, now in the rearview mirror, and the Seahawks are heading south after an epic night at Lumen Field. It was 3.5 hours. It was loud. It was dramatic. It was not comfortable, but it sure wasn't boring. Heroes everywhere. Brock, my favorite play of this game was on the final drive. Sam Darnold on second down, 2nd and 10, hitting JSN for a first down with about 3 minutes left. It was all guts and a tremendous play.
Sam's got to scramble. He does. Throws the ball on the run. First down, JSN. Gets knocked out of bounds. Unfortunately, that's going to stop the clock, but it is a first down, his 10th catch of the game.
Oh, that was the biggest throw of the game that he made. There were a lot of them, by the way. Like, you could make some pretty strong arguments for a whole bunch of others, but that one with 3 minutes, rather than just running out the clock and instead saying, no, we got to get first downs. 3 minutes is the same as 2 minutes. Not a big difference. We got to go get first downs over and over again, and they did. And he made every throw he needed to on that drive.
You talk about heroes, and takeaway is going to be chock full of so many of them. So how could you not have Clint Kubiak on that list? And I love that Mike Macdonald gave him a ton of credit afterwards, rightfully so. Was texting with other coaches and players after that game last night, and Clint was phenomenal. He was on his game. I mean, just
unfortunately, it means he's probably only going to be here for
actually,
one more game.
As I was leaving with Damon, driving out, I was like, you know what? One of the best things about this is teams can't wait 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, maybe that's true.
No, you can't. The Seahawks waited after the AFC title game for Mike Macdonald, and it was late, and it affected them the next season. You can't wait 2 more weeks. I don't think you can do
fair.
it.
That's a good point. Well, Sam Darnold is going to get a lot of the credit, and for a lot of good reasons. Mike Macdonald, his head coach, very, very complimentary and supportive after this one.
300-something yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Every time they went and scored again, he came back, made some big-time throws on 3rd down, 2-minute drive, the 4-minute drive. The guy barely practiced all week, you know. Just really happy for him. He deserves it. Just been a rock for us the whole year, so just really happy for him.
One other person to shout out yesterday, she raised the 12th man flag. She came out to accept the trophy afterwards. First time she's done that. That's one of the first times I've ever seen her or heard her talk, to be perfectly honest. But Jody Allen, I thought, said all the right things as she accepted the trophy.
Look, I'm incredibly proud to be standing here today and accepting this on behalf of all the 12s here, all the 12s across the country, and all the 12s across the globe.
Sounds like a political speech.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
But it was really good. And as we've given her a lot of credit this year for making some very difficult decisions on Russ, on Pete, and eventually on John. And I'm sure had to sign off on some moves like DK and Gino. And they've all been right. And it has led this team to where it's at.
And a lot
right
like
now.
her brother, she didn't want to make it about her. And she's never made it about her. And that trickles to Chuck Arnold. That trickles to John Schneider. That trickles to Mike Macdonald. That trickles to Sam Darnold. Trickles down and affects all of them. You know, that truly is 12 is 1. And it starts at the very top with the ownership.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
All right, so they're going to go to the Super Bowl. They'll be in Santa Clara. We'll be in San Francisco at Radio Row. And it's a chance for revenge, man. I mean, if all the teams that they could meet in the Super Bowl, didn't it have to be the Patriots? Of course it did. And yes, we're going to have the agonizing, obnoxious over and over again. We're going to have to watch the Malcolm Butler play. But you know what? Win this one?
Yep.
And that kind of goes away, doesn't it? Maybe not for the LOB guys. They're probably never going to get over that. But for fans, certainly for me, it would be really nice. Niners, Rams, and potentially Patriots. That's a pretty good run. Pats get there in an ugly, miserable, snowy, gross game. Drake May did not throw for a lot of yards, 86 yards. But you know what he did? He did what his team needed him to do, which was run in big moments.
Oh, here he goes. He's going to try to beat him with his legs. As Ellis runs after him, and May got there. And the Patriots now only need to fall on it, kneel on it, and they can make their plans for Santa Clara.
Yeah, that team's won 17 games. 17 games.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yes, and I know some of the competition, and that'll be talked about, and I know the line move, Salk, it started at like 3.5, and it's up to like 5. It probably maybe grows even from there, so they'll be pretty heavy underdogs and doubted and everything else, and they too are a little bit like that sound we played at Mike Macdonald last segment of like, hey man, we're not about stars. We're about a collective group, and they're very good at the line of scrimmage, especially defensively. And they know how to win in a variety of different ways. And you're absolutely right. This is a way to kind of like almost redeem those 12s and redeem that Super Bowl.
Exercise the demons, man.
There you go. And Russell was really excited too. I mean, it was great for Russell to tweet at Sam last night. So, yeah, he too will be very excited.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Not the big story of the day, but I will mention it, and it may end up being a big story one day. Mariners pulled off a huge coup this weekend. They signed the top international hitting prospect for 2027. His name is Myron De La Rosa. He had been committed to go to the Yankees. Apparently that fell apart. He chooses the Mariners instead. $3.8 million signing bonus. You're talking about a dude. And that would give them 2 of the top 3 prospects in next year's international free agent class. Man, you talk about draft, develop, trade, and then sign your own.
Yep.
This kind of falls into the draft category. It's not the actual draft, but it's the same idea with young kids.
Yep.
Big deal.
Yeah, and I wonder, Salk, if 10 years ago you could have even attempted to do that. I wonder how much of that also is the relationships you obviously build in the Dominican, the relationships that Julio has down there and his team and his people, and Nelly, starting probably Nelly Cruz and others that you have had, Robbie, and then just your brand is real. Your brand's been watched. Your brand got exposure in ways that it's not gotten in the last 10 years. And yeah, that was cool to see, and I believe as well. There's another 27. It's kind of like recruiting classes. Another super uber talented international 27 that will also be a Mariner. So yeah, flushing that pipeline kind of a big deal if you don't have $1 billion to spend like the Dodgers.
Kraken win 4-2. 17 hits in 2 games, Brock, for my guy Jacob Melanson. He came back and just hit everything in sight. 10 in game 1, 7 in game 2, and they finally get a win yesterday. That's everything you need to know. 1/4 every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show.
So were you able to go to sleep last night?
No.
'Cause I was not.
I was up till about 12:30, 1 o'clock.
How many of you that were in that building last night? 866-979-3776. Just text in. What time did you actually fall asleep? Because you come off that game, that juice, that people did not want to leave that building. I sat up in our suite just standing there. Did my little video from there, watched everybody from there. I was still like as juiced up and twitching.
My ears were ringing, man. I couldn't go to sleep. I had the ringing in my ears from 116 decibels.
12:08 a.m. And I know that's not that late.
Right.
But when the alarm was for 5:58, it was like, please just fall asleep.
Was that alarm at 5:58 this morning?
What was yours?
Maura, you must have felt so bad for Brock. 5:58.
I don't know. I'm not looking for sympathy.
No, it sounded a little like you wanted sympathy.
No, there's a reason she muted the text last night.
Yeah.
The conversation.
I mean, when that number starts with a 4.
Yes.
When that number starts with a 4, it was awesome, man. Just exhilarating last night. And at the heart of it all was the guy with all the question marks about him. Did he answer every one of them? I'd say yes. And that's next on Brock and Salk.
We are going to the Super Bowl.
It's time to eat, boys.
Super Bowl, here we come.
Can you believe it?
We're just a really good football team that's tough and connected.
Welcome to the dark side.
Power of 12 as one is real.
Whole city going up like it's our time.
All the 12s across the country and all the 12s across the globe.
You know how we do it.
The only place to hear Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. Seattle Sports.
You are now entering the death zone. Welcome.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here for my friends. You've heard me talk about People Come First or PCF Construction Group. And if you're tired of grilling in the cold and the rain every winter, well, with a patio cover, a heater, and a fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy your outdoor deck or your patio all year long, staying warm and dry no matter what the winter months are going to bring. And right now, you can take advantage of off-season savings through February 15th and get up to 10% off your entire project, plus 12 months with no payments and no interest. Most people don't consider building a deck in the winter, but if you want yours ready by next spring and summer, then you got to contact PCF right now to start planning. Spend the winter dreaming and designing, and your project is ready to go and ready to be built in the spring. Planning permits take a little time, so get started right now. Get project ideas, browse photos, and find all the offer details with my friends at PCFgroup.com. That's PCFgroup.com.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
We've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the roads you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included in every tire we sell. It's more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's all about you getting more from less. Stop by or book an appointment at leschwab.com.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from IQBar. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at eatiqbar.com/policy/terms of service.
Hi, I'm Will, and I created IQBar to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, ultra-low sugar brain and body fuel. Our IQBar plant protein bars help you refuel smarter. Our IQ Mix Zero Sugar Hydration Mixes help you hydrate harder. And our IQ Joe Instant Mushroom Coffees help you caffeinate larger. All three product lines boost physical performance, but they also boost mental performance via nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane. Right now, you can try our epic IQBar Ultimate Sampler Pack with 9 protein bars, 8 hydration mixes, and 4 coffee sticks. Win your day with clean ingredients, amazing taste, and superior brain and body nutrition. Try IQBar today.
Get 20% off all IQBar products plus free shipping when you text IQBar to 64,000. Text IQBar to 64,000 to get this exclusive radio offer. That's IQBar to 64,000.
Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice.
DayandNight.net.
Day and Night gives you a free furnace or water heater with installation of an AC or heat pump.
If you're not sure your furnace will make it through another winter, call us to install a proper, long-lasting, efficient heating system backed by our lifetime workmanship guarantee, so you won't be left out in the cold.
Install an AC or heat pump and get a free furnace or water heater from Day and Night Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric.
DayandNight.net. The road to the Super Bowl runs through Seattle.
Seattle is going to win this football game.
And Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Hi, I'm Lexi, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company, where we're all about you. Your style, your budget, your dream engagement ring. We'll take total care of you. First, come browse all the beautiful settings in our cases. Take your time and try on as many as you want. You'll know when you put your ring on. Your heart will skip a beat. Now, onto your center stone. We can look at different diamond shapes and sizes until we find the perfect match. Come visit us in store, because a friend wants you to get exactly what you want. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Kick off 2026 at Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton with their New Year's savings on your next car. Like the 2026 Corolla, leasing at just $215 a month for 39 months with $29.99 due at signing. The 2026 Prius, leasing at $280 a month for 39 months with $29.99 due at signing. And the 2026 Camry LE, leasing at $339 a month for 39 months with $29.99 due at signing, or finance at 4.99% APR for 72 months. New Year's savings at ToyotaofKirkland.com and ToyotaofRenton.com. Whether you're in the north or the south, they've got you covered. Offers valid until February 2nd, 2026. Terms available on approved credit through TFS. Excludes taxes, titles, license, dealers, accessories, and a $200 negotiable dealer documentation fee.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rurucka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses, and yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
This hour of the Brock and Salk Show is powered by Star Rentals, preferred supplier to the West's best contractors.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Dear Sam, what a game.
Oh, you're doing it.
What an unbelievable game. No, what a game. What a game from Sam Darnold. I said last night, I had this awesome experience that I got to, no joke, watch the game with Brock and Damon and G, and the four of us had a good time. G's wife was there and some other fun people from our station and management and clients and sales folks and everybody. It was great. Really fun night last night. But for me, just getting to sit and watch that game with Brock and Damon in particular, and I'd throw G in there as well, three people that I think really know ball, but specifically two NFL quarterbacks, it was cool. And they argue and they bicker because they're brothers and they've been doing this their whole life. But both guys really, really know ball. And I loved all of the thoughts and an instant reaction, unfiltered, on what Matthew Stafford was doing on one side and then on what Sam was doing to match him on the other. He did. He matched him. The team needed him to. We said last week, is this going to be the game where the team needs Sam to be the guy? They need to win on the arm of Sam Darnold, and they did. They needed him to throw for 346 yards. They needed him to not turn the ball over. They needed him to do all of that, Brock, to step up in a huge game. And at least for me, this should end any conversation, any doubt, any question mark. This should end any of the trust issues. This should make everyone a believer. That was an incredible performance. I'll go through some of the things I loved, but I'm done. I'm done with the questions, man. Sam has proven everything he needs. What an incredible game.
So Maura and Lyle know the G. Scott experience because he comes into the backup studio about every single day.
Yes.
Right, Maura? While you're trying to cut things and do work, Lyle, while you're on the board, just, he comes in just like a tornado, like a Tasmanian devil. Things just start flying. And the number of times he taps Salk on the shoulder during the game, too. And once he gets a little something thought in his head, you're not getting it out. He's like, Salk, you go write that to your Sam. You go write that to your Sam letter. So you go write that to your Sam letter, right?
Yeah. I told him I was going to write him a Dear John letter and break up with him.
Yes, enough. Yes.
No more. Leave me alone, G.
Yeah, and then, like you said, it was fun for me to have Big Brother there. It was fun to have Sam Heward call us on the way home. It was fun to talk to Titus Heward later in it, like different generations of quarterbacks. It was fun to hear from Dan Marino, that last generation of quarterback. Because, yeah, man, honestly, the best comp for Stafford last night, and I said this to you after a couple of those throws, Salk, I said, when you're sitting in the outfield and you can watch Griffey wind up, or you can watch Julio, or you can watch Raul Mondesi back in the day, and you're like, no way.
Kevin Kiermaier.
No, Bo Jackson from the wall throwing out Harold Reynolds. There's just no way. There is no way that throw can get there. And that throw got there. And then it was again and again and again.
Amazing.
I mean, he truly was just remarkable. And then there's Sam. So I said this to Sam last night. He's like, you better say that on your radio. I'm like, I will. I'm like, Stafford is an artist that does things others can't. Like, he can truly be what Mike Holmgren wanted me to be. Be an artist. Go have charisma. Go have flair. Go make things happen. Go put a painting out there that nobody else can do. That is who Stafford is. And then Sam is a machine. He's a machine. He's like an AI artist. He is a computer-generated artist. But, man, when that thing is on all of the ink and all of the cylinders are firing and that thing spits it out, you're like, dang, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And then it gets repeated. And, to now do it, on these big stages and big moments over and over, he is that blacksmith. But he makes the finest piece of whatever iron sculpture art that blacksmith can make too. And last night he was at his best.
Well,
and I don't think they win that game if he's not at his best. If he makes
no kidding. If he
throws,
makes one mistake,
if he throws a pick, if he sack fumbles, if he just
there's no doubt in my mind they lose that
win
game if he doesn't do all of the things he did. He needed to play that game in order for them to win, and he did all of it. The Sam story arc really becomes incredible, and I know that people around the country are not going to love seeing Drake May and Sam Darnold as the two quarterbacks, especially Sam. Thankfully for them, it's not Jared Stidham on the other side. But, nobody's going to be interested in, oh, my gosh, I've got to watch Sam Darnold.
Mm-hmm.
But the evolution of where he was at to where he is now, I think leads to so many cool conversations that we'll have about when to judge people and how to judge them and how to look at the whole picture and how to allow for improvement. Cut 20 here, Maura. He was asked about his infamous seeing ghosts line, which he had said years and years ago with the Jets. He's, I'm seeing ghosts out there.
Against the Patriots.
Yep. And so all these years later, as he's evolved and is now in the Super Bowl, he addressed some of the difference between then and now.
Yeah, I almost forgot about it, so thanks. No, you're good. No, I think for me, there was a lot that I didn't know back then, so I'm just going to continue to learn and grow in this great game, and there's a lot of stuff that I can get better from today. Even I feel like I missed some throws out there that I shouldn't miss. There were some things offensively that I feel like we can do better. So we're always looking to get better. I'm always looking to get better. So that's the great part about this game is you win an NFC championship and you win games throughout the season, but there's always ways that you can look to get better.
Three things about Sam that jumped out to me.
You got three, I got three.
Number one for me was no turnovers.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know how many times it was said by us, by everyone in the media, like, you just can't turn the ball over in this game. They couldn't afford to turn the ball over. But it's not just that. Brock, he didn't even put the ball close to being in harm's way.
Nope.
There was not one throw. There was not one moment short of the bad snap that he jumped on right away where the ball was even near a Rams defender. I mean, there was not one throw where I was like, he just, the worst throw he made all night was the one that should have been pass interference on was that the final drive or the second to last drive? That was a bad call. They should have called PI. That was probably the worst throw he made all night, and the ball was nowhere near harm's way. It was just fine.
Yep. Yeah, really, very few misses. And the ones that were thrown in a spot where only my guy could get it to that one, to Barner in the end zone. Like, I'm not going to put the ball in harm's way. So that's point number one for you. I would say Next Gen came out with this last night. It was the first time a quarterback had thrown 3 touchdowns on that stage while getting hit and pressured. And 2 of them, he got blasted. One of them, he had a really muddy pocket and to Cooper Kupp, and people are flying around, stood in there with poise. One of them, he gets hit to Bobo right in the mouth because Mr. Bradford gets absolutely trucked, and he's on his back, which is incredible to see. What a picture. And he stood in and delivered. And then the one to JSN, when you got a receiver in the backfield like that, it takes a little bit of time. You know you're probably going to get hit. And all three of those, to stand in the fire, to stare down the barrel and take a shot.
Well, I mean, we're going to talk about the final drive in a moment because that'll be my third. But the second one for me was just the big throws he made them to get them there. The long ball to Shaheed, the long ball to JSN. I mean, we were watching the throw to JSN, and as we're watching it, we were both watching Shaheed, or maybe it was me and Damon. Mm-hmm. We were both watching Shaheed like, okay, he's going to – oh, wait a minute. Where's he – oh, my God, where did JSN come from? And he just put it right in the numbers, right where it needed to be. Those two throws I thought were awesome.
Sublime.
I mean, really great. We do have the Shaheed one, cut 5. This was early. Opening drive, but it helped set the tone.
Ball thrown, open is Rashid Shaheed, makes the catch, dropped at the 25-yard line. Single coverage downfield, Darius Williams, man-to-man on Rashid Shaheed, and Shaheed just ran right past him. A 50-yard explosive play and a perfect pass by Sam Darnold.
It wasn't his only one, but it was about as nice as any throw he made.
DJ said to us his key to the game was don't be overwhelmed early. You force a 3 and out. You win the toss. You force a 3 and out. Mm-hmm. You come out in your script, and you've got a shot within the first 5 plays. Shaheed stacks in beautifully. You can't throw it better. You go down and score. Yeah, that was quite an opening 5 minutes. I would say the other point, too, for me, Salk, and we talked a lot about pre- and post-snap recognition and what the Rams did and how they got him 4 out of 6 times on interceptions. You do one thing, you show one thing, you better see it pre-snap and you better confirm it post-snap. And did you notice a number of times yesterday the Seahawks, instead of just motioning the guy across the line of scrimmage, which they did a bunch, you saw the running backs. You saw Helani go in and out. We call that a yo-yo motion. And Ken Walker did the same, and even JSN. Like, they're really trying to make sure as you're doing that, what is that picture going to be post-snap? Sam's recognition to pre and post, a big reason why it was a goose egg in the turnover column.
Just along those lines, maybe you can answer for me. A lot of pistol last night, more than I remember them using throughout the year. Why do you think that was?
Because when a back offsets, it's a pretty good tell of where that run's going to go. There's not many same side runs, right? So when the back's to that side, he's usually coming across you. So it's a way for that defense to be like, there's not a tell. Are they running right or are they running left? Is this outside zone going right or is it going left? So you sit in the pistol, you can disguise that run game a little bit more.
Third one for me, Brock, is the final drive. I mean, I cannot believe what wonder. First of all, the play calling was great. Mike Macdonald was great.
Was it 4:55 left in the game, I believe?
Roughly, just under 5 minutes, and they gave it back to them with 25 seconds left, down 4 at the 7-yard line, which is a win every time.
Yep.
You should never lose that game with no timeouts, needing to go the length of the field. That should be a win every single time, and it was. And by the way, it wasn't even all that close.
Yep.
Maybe you would have had a 60-yard Hail Mary attempt at the worst, which would have been just a miserable experience to go through. But at least it would have been at that end zone, so you knew everything would have been just fine, right? Like, at least it would have been in the south end zone, so you're like, Seahawks got this covered. All the best things happen at the south end zone for the Seahawks. They're going to be just fine.
Craziness is in the north.
Right. South end zone, you get the tip, you get the throw to Curse.
Yes.
South end zone's going to be fine. North end zone? Ugh, I don't want any part of that. But, yeah, I mean, like, I thought the throws he made on the final drive were safe, smart, and gutsy.
Yep.
And, I mentioned the throw to JSN. There was the quick throw to Ken Walker, and Ken kind of made that play more than Sam did.
He did, but even that throw, like Damon and I looked at each other, there was a flat defender. You like throwing flat routes when there's no flat defender. When there's a flat defender out there, A, you better put it on frame.
Yep.
And B, you trust your guy to break that tackle.
He did. He broke the tackle, 15-yard gain. You have the 7-yard throw to Cooper Kupp, which was great for a first down.
Third down,
You got the 14-yard throw with about 3 minutes left to JSN.
Huge.
I thought that was the call. G and I were arguing, geez, you got to run the ball. You got to run the ball. I was like, no, you don't. Like, I like running the ball as much as the next guy. Do not run it here. 3 minutes left?
You don't want the Stafford with the ball with 90
And they're going to stop you. They know you're trying to, like, this is when you've got to throw it. You need another first down.
Yep.
And he hit his guy. JSN was great all day, and he hit him on that play. I thought that was awesome. And then, in the moment, the throw where they ended up calling defensive holding for Cooper Kupp, I was like, he just lost the game. I mean, I couldn't see the holding live.
Right.
Neither did you. Neither did any of us.
Yep.
Like, oh my God, that's the worst throw I've ever seen. What the heck is he doing? Guy's wide open. He threw it like 10 yards away from him. Oh, it's because he was being held and yanked, and it was a clear holding call. That gets called 10 out of 10 times in the NFL, and Sam got it done. So I just, congratulations to him, man. He can say all he wants that he doesn't care and he doesn't listen and all that. It still had to wear on him. It still has to be hard to constantly hear the questions. And I would say it was questions more than doubt, at least in my case. I had a lot of questions about whether he could do it. I'm not sure I ever was like, he can't do it.
Right.
It was, can he do it? You got to see it.
Yep.
Oh, I've seen it. I know he can do it, and he certainly did it last
And as
time.
cool as it is for him, and it starts with him, and to your point, like when you're at the hyper-focus he has, Salk, it's for his fiance. It's for mom and dad. It's for Jordan Palmer. It's for Clay Helton. It's for the army of people that came out last night that do love him because of his humility and everything. And we're like, yeah, thank you. Finally, finally got to just quiet all of that noise. My third point goes back to your favorite throw, which was to JSN. That was as good as Sam has listened to his feet all season long.
How so?
Did you see his feet get panicky?
No.
Did you see that moment that like near whammy? Did you see like unsettled? Did you see the feet and eyes not connected at any point last night on that stage against that group having to match the guy on the other side?
Yeah.
And that throw to JSN spoke to that. I got to scramble. I got to listen to my feet. I got to get out, get my feet underneath me and put it on them and get, a huge conversion at that point. Like so many of the third down conversions were. I'll get to that in my takeaway. You won this game because you won situations. 1-0 in turnovers. You were 4 out of 5 in the red zone, and you were 7 of 13 on third down. You won those. In those moments, guess what a quarterback's got to be? Elite with his feet and eyes. And yesterday,
I see the Rams didn't convert.
They were 1 of 8.
One. That's really remarkable.
Yes.
Brock, time for some Blue 88. 3 good football questions for Brock. We do it every morning at 7:45.
This is Brock and Salk's Blue 88, powered by Xfinity.
We're going to go red, right, tight, close, sprint left, G, U corner, halfback, flat, on one. Ready?
Brock Heward tackles 3 football questions as only he can.
Blue 88.
Now here's your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
It was cool going through the question this morning with the listeners and callers. Hey, why are the Seahawks in the Super Bowl? And a lot of people pointing to John Schneider for good reason. I mean, Executive of the Year, well-deserved. He was such a mammoth, important part of why the Seahawks are where they are. What did he accomplish last night, Brock? That's never been done before.
Yeah, Howard's son, Jordan, sent this out last night, Jordan Schultz. Seahawks general manager John Schneider became the first GM in NFL history to reach multiple Super Bowls with the same organization, with having a new head coach and 0 players from the previous Super Bowl team on this one. The first one in NFL history.
I'm going to guess the last one, that last part of it is what eliminates George Seifert and Barry Switzer, or whoever the GMs were. Whoever the GMs were.
Oh, whoever the
two.
GMs were.
Yeah.
Yes, probably. Yeah. So, new head coach, all new personnel to have the longevity to build that relationship and that trust with first Paul and then Jody and everybody else in the organization to say, no, John, we're not just going to reboot the whole thing. Because that's what happens. GMs, head coaches usually go together. We're not going to do that. We believe in you, and now you're going to have the keys to the castle in every way. Hiring the coaches, hiring the staff, hiring the assistants. You have all the personnel. You've got final say. Now it's yours. And as Pete encouraged him on his way out, it's now on you, Johnny. It's now on you, buddy. Good luck. Go get him. And boy, has he gotten them in a way that nobody in the history of the game has done.
Pretty
Cool.
incredible. Yeah, and well-deserved. Question number 2. As good as this defense is,
yes.
And they're really good.
Yep.
I mean, they have beaten the tar out of most everybody they've faced this year. That Rams team gives them fits.
Yes.
Just makes them look like a completely different defense. Why?
Yeah, man, they've got, I think there's 3 things. And it starts with their O-line. Their O-line can block your 4. No other O-line this year. I think the Patriots are going to have a real challenge. Those 2 rookies on the left side of their line, Wilson and Campbell, are going to have a hard time, right? So, but this group of 5, Dotson is the best guard in the game. Like the PFF ranks him that way, and he's there. Their length, their strength, their athleticism, their mobility, their ability with Stafford to get in and out of all sorts of different stuff to communicate. That group of 5 blocked the 4 in ways that nobody else has. And they did it in both matchups, the last 2 matchups, I will say. So that's number 1. The rest of it doesn't happen without that. So their 5 block your 4. Number 2, Salk, they got a lot of one-on-ones they create all over the field. Their 3 tight ends, and Parkinson and Ferguson are matchup nightmares at their size. Devontae may not run like he used to, but he's still pretty good. And then that guy Puka, him and JSN are the best in the world. And can't cover him one-on-one. And yesterday, it was, as I said, it was Job. They all took their turns. It was Reek. It was Spoon. They had multiple one-on-ones, and they just could not stay with them. So O-line won. Those one-on-one weapons galore. And then number 3, McVay's really good.
All right, question number 3. You just talked about the third down, so I'll switch it up on you. I know you were going to go in that direction, so I'll switch it up on you a little bit here. Okay. Since I got the thrill, as I said a few times, of watching with you and Damon and hearing your commentary.
That wasn't overly obnoxious, right?
Neither of you. I've said it over and over again today.
I've settled down in my age.
I could not have enjoyed it more. All 3, and G2. I really had a great time last night. And I tried to listen to you guys a ton because it's a cool experience. No joke. I'm not messing with anybody. Getting to watch a game with Brock and Damon is amazing. It was a really cool, especially since Brock didn't have control of the remote.
Yeah.
Like, he couldn't rewind the game because we were actually watching it in person. So I just got...
I feel like that could be an auction item at some point. Maybe that's a holiday. That could be a cool auction.
I would spend a lot of money on that if I were out there. It was a really great experience. What was you talked about Clint Kubiak. What was your favorite play design over the course of the game? I think I know what the answer to this is going to be.
Gosh, I don't know.
Really?
I mean, the hard part about that, Salk, is there were so many good ones. From the opening script of making sure we create a one-on-one for Shaheed, right? To get him in a one-on-one, and so he can do what he can do.
I thought you were going to go with the touchdown to JSN.
Yes, that's probably right. That's probably from a play design. But let me just, and I'll end on that. But from just a overall sequencing, to then get in the red zone after Shaheed and what they do. Ran it 3 straight times. Right, kind of set the tone there, like, okay, here's going to be, now that's not on the script necessarily. You don't have a red zone script of, here's my first 3 calls in the red zone. You have usually a series of 9 to 12 plays inside the 20 that you know you want to get to at different downs and distances. But to go right away, from the shot down the field to 3 straight runs, like, yep, it's going to be on the through the air and it's going to be on the ground. And then the mix of play action, and then the mix of movement. And then, like, I mean, there were very few times that, and I said this to you on one of the drives in particular, I'm like, look at this, man. Look at this little game. They're playing too high, it's going to be a run, right? And give Sam the autonomy and the checks to run it. Oh, here they come. They're going to roll down to one-on-one. Here comes the throw. Here comes the bubble screen. They missed a little knock route to Bobo, but, you know, it's just all of it. And then ultimately, what play was the touchdown?
6.
Play 6. Play 6, you're right, Salk. From just crafting the X's and O's, play number 6, it was this one more that was the signature call.
All right, there you go. That is today's Blue 88. It was a great play, and it mimicked exactly what the Rams had done the series before, right?
A little bit. So there's the Rams. They ran a little mesh concept, you know, with the 2 receivers, and they snuck the back out the other side of it. So it was just a huge traffic jam,
But
like
the back-
I-5.
oh, yeah.
The back was to his right, and he snuck under. This one, they started JSN on the right. They motion him to the left, and then they motion him back into the backfield.
Right.
And you've got Cooper Kupp, and I think it was Bobo. And so they're to the left. So it almost creates a bunch, but it's not a bunch, because in bunch, then all of a sudden the defense would go, okay, we're going to box this. We're going to make a different call. They did not. They stayed in their scheme. The skinny post takes out 1. Cooper Kupp does a little like flat snap route to take out 2. And then you have your best player on their slowest defender. Landman, no chance.
No chance.
Sorry, bro. Your oil well is going to blow. You're not going to be able to cover that guy with that smoothness in space. And yeah, that one was. That's when you put on your interview reel.
Your resume
you're
tape.
Kubiak next year. Like, you like this one? This was pretty good, wasn't it? In so many different ways.
Well, what a night. Seahawks are going to the Super Bowl. You can't say that enough times. As a radio host, I mean, like, how cool is it just to be able to say the Seahawks are headed back to the Super Bowl? The Seahawks are headed back to the Super Bowl.
4th time in 20 years. I was looking last night. This is now, as a team, they're tied for 14th most in the league. So one more fifth, they get into the top 10 of all teams in NFL history. There are a bunch of teams that have never been. There are a bunch of teams that have been once. They have been now 4 times in a little over 20 years.
Yeah, that's impressive. I didn't even really think about it that way, but been a couple of pretty great decades of NFL football here in Seattle. And, you know, I like people taking shots last night as they were leaving of the 2 parks, you know, 2 stadiums next to each other and saying these are both the homes of division championships and conference championships, and pretty cool to have seen both of those here in the course of a year. All right, Brock, so many people to give credit to. We talked about Sam, but we got to come back to the guy in the middle of all of this, Mike Macdonald, what he did yesterday and what he's done throughout this year. I can't talk about it enough. I'm just so thoroughly blown away by him. I don't think it's a surprise that Mike Macdonald and Mike Vrabel are the 2 guys in the Super Bowl this year. They might be the 2 best coaches, or at least the 2 best young coaches in this league right now. And there's a whole lot of reasons why we'll discuss coming up on Brock and Salk.
We are going to the Super Bowl.
It's time to eat, boys. Super Bowl, here we come.
Can you believe it?
We're just a really good football team that's tough and connected.
Welcome to the dark side.
Power of 12 is 1 is real.
Whole city going up like it's our time.
All the 12s across the country and all the 12s across the globe.
You know how we do it. The only place to hear Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. Seattle Sports.
You are now entering the death zone. Welcome.
Wow. What a night last night was in that building. And, January is now flying by, folks. That big game is going to be in February. And if your new year and you made that resolution like this is the year, if your new year has not got off to the start you want and you really got to kick it into gear, then go see my friends over at Top Fitness. Top Fitness. Their stores are celebrating the new year with some incredible deals. Your New Year's resolutions can become reality with the very best gear there is. I'm talking about the best brands, Precor, True, Octane, Inspire, and High Rocks. You come in now and you can check out the deal of all deals on their treadmills. Their Precor 885 treadmills. They got just a few lease returns left. I was chatting with the big boss, Scott. Yep, just a few of these left. So get in this week. These treadmills normally sell for over $13,000. You can get yours for $36.99, and that includes a full 3-year warranty. In every new treadmill, Lipscomb Home Gym, they're all on sale. Largest selection of home fitness equipment in the state, check. And a staff who's going to show you why it's no secret that everybody, from personal trainers to pro athletes, love their stores. Checkmate. They got locations in Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or visit topfitness.com for all the info. That's Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
Your windows and doors play a huge role in your home's efficiency and comfort. Choose Lake Washington Windows and Doors for windows that are up to 25% more energy efficient than Energy Star standards and reduce noise by up to 50%. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com today.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877 for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877 for Kids.
1-877 for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? STG presents Behind the Plate, a one-on-one conversation with Mariners catcher Cal Raleigh and comedian Adam Ray this Wednesday, January 26th, 5th Avenue Theater. Don't miss Behind the Plate. One night only. Tickets are available online at Ticketmaster.com.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Man, I love seeing the old gang at these reunions.
Did you see Brian? He's in better shape than he was 25 years ago. How is that even possible?
Yep, I ran into him a few weeks ago and had to ask. He told me he started taking Nugenix Total T2.
The testosterone booster?
Yeah, but it's way more than that now. It also skyrockets your nitric oxide in as little as 3 hours. I started taking it right away and I'm already seeing results.
I was wondering what you were doing. You seriously crushed me in that pickup game last week.
Yep, after 40, energy, strength, drive, it all starts going downhill. But with T2, I feel like my old self again. Stronger, leaner, and my energy is way up. My wife even noticed a difference. They're giving out complimentary bottles right now. Just send them a text.
Text CAR to 321-321 for your complimentary bottle of new Nugenix Total T2. Text now and you'll also get a free bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our most powerful fat incinerator. That's CAR to 321-321. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. Product not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
By texting $64,000. You agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from IQ Bar. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at eatiqbar.com/policy/terms of service.
Hi, I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, ultra-low sugar brain and body fuel. Our IQ Bar plant protein bars help you refuel smarter. Our IQ Mix Zero Sugar Hydration Mixes help you hydrate harder, and our IQ Joe Instant Mushroom Coffees help you caffeinate larger. All three product lines boost physical performance, but they also boost mental performance via nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane. Right now, you can try our epic IQ Bar Ultimate Sampler Pack with 9 protein bars, 8 hydration mixes, and 4 coffee sticks. Win your day with clean ingredients, amazing taste, and superior brain and body nutrition. Try IQ Bar today.
Get 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping when you text IQ Bar to 64,000. Text IQ Bar to 64,000 to get this exclusive radio offer. That's IQ Bar to 64,000.
Hey, it's Bob Stelton here, and I can see clearly now. It's amazing. Let me tell you about one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. That's when I went to K2 Vision for Refractive Lens Exchange, or RLE. Dr. Kopstein started K2 Vision with Dr. King from King LASIK, the most experienced LASIK surgeon in the Northwest. King LASIK plus K2 Vision equals freedom vision for every stage of life. No glasses, contacts, readers, or cataracts. So if you're somebody that struggles with distance vision and now you always need a pair of reading glasses, K2 Vision RLE could be your perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the capper. You're never going to develop a cataract. I'm somebody that needed readers in every room of the house. I needed to see the scoreboard out at ball games. I just couldn't see clearly. That has all changed thanks to RLE. Whether it's LASIK, EVO ICL, or RLE, trust the most experienced team of doctors to point you in the right direction. Schedule your free Zoom consultation today at K2VisionRLE.com. That's K2VisionRLE.com.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Get in the freaking auto! From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Heward and Marcus. Sorry about just Mike Heward. Not exactly Joe Cap there in the pocket.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
I told you, he comes in, he's like a Tasmanian devil.
He is. He stirs up everything.
Things just fly around in that studio.
I had such a good time last night. I won't spend too much time on our night because I will be honest. I was driving in this morning listening to Unsportsmanlike talk about their own superstitions and stuff for the game, and I was like, oh my God, please just tell me about the game. I really don't care. But I had such a good time last night getting to hang with Brock and Damon and G and 3 people that I really like a lot and all have, I think, really great and intelligent insight into the game and why it was happening the way it was. And, you know, G had really cool info on JSN, right? He made that one-handed catch in the first quarter. And G's like, I mean, obviously G's very close to JSN due to his relationship with G's kid. They played together at Ohio State, same wide receiver room, same class. And G's like, I'm down there before the game. And he was catching balls one-handed in practice. He never does that. I'm like, dude, why are you doing that? And he's like, I don't know, just kind of feeling it today. First drive, bang, one-handed catch, unbelievable. And so, I mean, that was really cool, unique insight that there's no way I would have had if it weren't for G. Obviously, Damon and his thought. I was asking Pepper and Damon with questions. I asked Damon a question he'd never been asked yesterday.
Oh, boy.
And he was like, and he gave a great answer, but it's so different from a fan's answer, at least from my standpoint. I said, hey, Damon, you get down on a drive. Would you rather be first and goal from the 9 or first and 10 from the 11? He goes, no one's ever asked me that before. I don't really care. Down there, just get the damn ball in the he didn't say damn. Just get the ball in the end zone. He said something a whole lot worse than that.
First and 10 at the 11.
Yeah, I think first and 10 at the 11. First and goal from the 9 stinks. As a fan, I'm like, oh.
Yep.
But it was, I mean, again, really interesting insight from him and kind of, he was being critical of occasional plays. I was like, you ever think about the fact that when you were playing, somebody was sitting up in some press box doing the same thing to you? And he's like, yeah, I guess so. And obviously, I mean, Brock and his insight, which we get to have here. Mike Macdonald had a great game, Brock. It's been such an incredible year for Mike. but everything that seems to be important to him shows up in the games. I found myself just blown away by him, probably more than anybody else last night as the game was up and down and good and bad and frustrating and rewarding. It felt like one thing after another. He's so consistent, and the combination of his ability to motivate and cultivate, I think, is what jumped out to me. I said it early this morning, and I'll say it again. I have said for years that NFL owners are dumb. Not business dumb, because obviously they've all made a lot of money, except for the ones who inherited it. But they do a lot of dumb things in the way they run NFL teams, specifically in how they hire head coaches. They wait to see who the best coordinators are, and then they hire them. And I have, for years, thought that was really stupid. Mike Macdonald was clearly one of the best defensive coordinators in the game. There's no doubt about it. He's brilliant. His schemes are brilliant. But that's not why he was hired, and it's not why he won. If you want a defensive coordinator from a winning team, you can have Jonathan Gannon. Good luck with that. Let me know how pew, pew, pew goes. Let me know how Jonathan Gannon's going to fare as a head coach. That guy stinks on ice. He's terrible. He has no qualities necessary to be the head coach of a football team other than that he was a pretty good coordinator on a very good team. Mike Macdonald was that, and he motivates, and he cultivates. And what I mean by that is the team is certainly no problem in the motivation department. They come out flying and ready to go, and they know who they are. He's very consistent with it. He holds them accountable. All of that I would put into the motivation category. But he also has cultivated a culture that really does work. The 12 is 1, the chasing edges, the leadership council, the ready squad, the 70D, all these things we've talked about with him throughout the year. You see it all. And a culture that doesn't care about outside noise, that thinks much more about what they do. You know, we've played this sound, but I think I just got to play it one more time, Brock, and then I'll turn this over to you because I know you got some stuff to add on this. But, you know, Mike Macdonald, when he's talking afterwards to
Strahan, is this on
to
the
Michael
stage?
Strahan on the stage. This is cut 12. He nailed it. He nailed exactly what this team is all about. Maura, cut number 12. I'm sorry, that's Darnold. It's not 12. I'm screwing it up.
Put your glasses on.
You know, don't tell me what to do. Cut 19.
Put your glasses on.
I'm speechless. I'll tell you what. This is the power of 12 is 1, man. This is a heck of a job. When you do it together, this is what you can do. How about the 12s?
Now coming into the season, you were an afterthought to the Rams, to the 49ers. How did it feel to go through both of those teams to earn your trip to the Super Bowl?
We did not care. It's about us. It's always been about us and what we do. And now we're going to the Super Bowl.
You know what I loved about that, too? We did not care. And then, as he said, about 3 seconds pause.
I thought he was going to end it there.
And it gave the cameras chance to kind of zoom to Schneider, who looked good, by the way.
Oh, really? I was driving at that point.
Schneider looked good.
Oh, nice.
He had like this, I don't know, this like almost Yellowstone kind of jacket on. He looked good. Chuck Arnold, and you could see both of them as he's saying that. We don't care. Like, just have this.
Oh, was that when John was laughing?
Yes.
Okay, so funny. I was listening in my car. As I was driving out of there, but I could see into one of the sports bars as I was leaving because I was caught in a little traffic, and I could see John laughing. I was like, what is it? And then that came, I was like, oh, that's got to be what he was laughing at.
That's right.
Oh, that's so funny.
That's right.
Yeah.
What do they say? What is the old axiom? You never want to be the one that follows the legend. You want to be the one that follows who follows the legend. And you know what? He's 26-10.
He didn't care.
He did not care.
Did not care.
You got to follow Pete Carroll. I do not care. Right? Because, you know, thankfully, John Schneider, the organization, Jody, all the other pillars were there. And I got to come in and now just be authentically me. And that's kind of who he is. So I'll say this, too. Like, you want to just talk about the game? Here's the game. The game is end of game and end of half. Okay? Denver, if they would have kicked a field goal end of half and go up 10-0, they win that game. We're playing the Broncos and Sean Payton and that defense. But he didn't. He had a lot of hubris, and I can go for it, and he doesn't get it. And then all of a sudden it's tied at half, and all of a sudden the storm comes in that he should have known was coming in. He didn't handle it, and he's getting crucified there in Denver. Sean McVay is getting criticized in L.A. End of half. A minute to go, you get the ball. Don't give the ball back to the Seahawks. Incompletion. What are you doing? Hubris. And you punt it back, and you know what the Seahawks go down and do? Score. And they get the ball to begin in the second half, and after a fumble punt, you know what they did? Score. And you know what happened at the end of the game, too? Kick the field goal. Go down 31-30. All you need is a field goal, Salk. How different are even those last 25 seconds if they needed a field goal? How different is it?
It's completely different.
Kick the field goal.
Yeah.
No, I can throw it. Stafford's going to deliver.
I mean, you're still in pretty good shape, honestly.
With 4:50 left, you are.
No, but 25 seconds left, 93, at the 7.
Don't tell Josh Allen that. It was 16 seconds.
It's true.
Okay?
It's true.
So
but with a timeout, right?
Did they have to? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Like, if it was only needing a field goal, Salk, your heart skips a little beat. Kick the field goal. Score points. Put pressure on them. Make it a 1-point game, not needing a touchdown kind of game. So end of half and end of game, he's going to get rightfully. That's what happens when those decisions don't go the right way.
Yeah.
You're going to get criticized. End of half, end of game, Mike Macdonald and Clint Kubiak and the boys, flawless.
Perfect. Yeah. I mean, that'll be in takeaways.
And I said to you at the end of the first half, like, look at this, dude. The only reason this works, they got all 3 timeouts.
Mm-hmm.
So Mike can run out there, timeout, run out there, timeout.
And you don't think Pete would have had those timeouts?
I don't think so.
Timeouts. Timeouts are for taking. They're not for hanging on to. Timeouts are for using when you're going to, take a delay a game because you can't communicate on the sideline because Tater's yelling at you.
Pretty awesome.
No, you're right, Brock. And the other thing that jumps out listening to that is not just Mike's commentary, but Michael Strahan as well. Because he felt, I think, listening to him, I've never talked to Michael Strahan, but in the questions he asked both to Mike and to Sam, it sure was pushing the narrative of you've come out of nowhere.
Yep.
And if he'd been sitting here with us after the week 1 loss to San Francisco, he would not feel that way. Because he would know that Mike Macdonald never felt that way.
Nope.
Mike thought this was a Super Bowl team from day one, and which is why he was enraged that he was so mad that they lost the opening game to San Francisco. He was pissed. He was as mad as we've seen him all year, maybe in 2 years.
Yeah.
Because he knew this is a Super Bowl kind of team. And I don't think Michael Strahan would have pushed that idea and that narrative if he had known how Mike felt all those weeks ago. We'll be right back with everything you need to know. We will talk to Mike coming up at 9:30. Super Bowl-bound Seahawks play right here on Seattle Sports on 710.
We are going to the Super Bowl.
It's time to eat, boys. Super Bowl, here we come.
Can you believe it?
We're just a really good football team that's tough and connected.
Welcome to the dark side.
Power of 12 is 1 is real.
Whole city going up like it's our time.
All the 12s across the country and all the 12s across the globe.
You know how we do it. The only place to hear Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. Seattle Sports.
You are now entering the death zone. Welcome.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here, and man, did the boys lay it on the line last night. And you saw even a cast after that game last night on one of our football players here in town. So many guys waking up really sore this morning, some even injured. But you don't have to play pro sports to know what I'm talking about. I know some of you may have stood for hours last night in the stadium, and you wake up and you got a really painful joint from arthritis. Maybe it's your hip, maybe it's your knee, maybe it's your back, maybe it's your elbow, and it makes it hard to do pretty much anything on this Monday. Well, that is where my buddy, my friend, Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine over there in Kirkland, that is where he and his team are ready for your call. 425-823-4000. 425-823-4000. Dr. Nelson has seen so many just like you living their life in pain and affecting their quality of life. And he's the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques. I'll say that confidently. The only doctor in this state with over 3 decades of experience in pain medicine techniques, whether that's the regenerative medicine of today with stem cell therapy and platelet-rich plasma or other tools of the past, he has it all. So stop living in pain. Give him a call today, 425-823-4000, or visit DanielNelsonMD.com. That's DanielNelsonMD.com.
Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice.
DayandNight.net.
Day and Night gives you a free furnace or water heater with installation of an AC or heat pump.
If you're not sure your furnace will make it through another winter, call us to install a proper, long-lasting, efficient heating system backed by our lifetime workmanship guarantee, so you won't be left out in the cold.
Install an AC or heat pump and get a free furnace or water heater from Day and Night Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric.
DayandNight.net.
You know, this is one of those topics that no one really wants to think about, but if you're a parent, a homeowner, married, or helping take care of aging parents, it's something that honestly deserves a little attention. I'm talking about estate planning. And before you tune out thinking it's complicated or expensive, that's actually why I want to mention Trust and Will. Trust and Will makes estate planning feel way less intimidating than it sounds. They offer modern, attorney-designed wills and trusts that you can create online. And the process is surprisingly straightforward. In fact, you can create a will in as little as 30 minutes. That includes things like guardianship for your kids or pets, how your assets are distributed, and even healthcare directives. Don't wait until it's too late. Protect your loved ones with Trust and Will, the most trusted name in online estate planning. Go to trustandwill.com/game to get 20% off. That's trustandwill.com/game for 20% off. trustandwill.com/GAME.
Guys, if your energy is low, your strength isn't what it used to be, or your drive feels off, it's not just getting older. For many men, it's low testosterone. At Revive Men's Health Washington, you can start with a free T-check, exam, and consultation, so you get real answers about your testosterone levels and overall health. And this month only, qualified patients may receive 25% off testosterone replacement therapy. This isn't guesswork or one-size-fits-all treatment. Revive specializes in personalized, closely monitored testosterone care designed to help men feel stronger, sharper, and more like themselves again. With over 120,000 patients treated since 2011, Revive Men's Health is trusted for results, not hype. If you've been putting this off, now is the time to act. Claim your free T-check and consultation and see if you qualify for 25% off TRT. This month only. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Terms apply, must medically qualify.
The road to the Super Bowl runs through Seattle.
Listen to the 12th man.
And Seattle Sports on 710, the home of the Seahawks.
Life's expensive enough, isn't it? Groceries, gas, kids' activities. Sometimes your roof needs replacing, but your budget says not now. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We want to help with an offer to lift that weight off your shoulders. Get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. Or save up to $3,000 on a new roof today. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
Start 2026 at Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton with their New Year's savings on your next vehicle, like the 2025 Tacoma, leasing at just $298 a month for 36 months with $32.99 due at signing. The 2026 Tundra, financing at 2.99% APR for 72 months. The 2025 Gas RAV4, leasing at $330 a month for 36 months with $29.99 due at signing. And the 2026 BZ, leasing at $339 a month for 36 months with $29.99 due at signing. New Year's savings at ToyotaofKirkland.com and ToyotaofRenton.com. Whether you're in the north or the south, they've got you covered. Offers valid until February 2nd, 2026. Terms available on approved credit through TFS. Excludes taxes, titles, license, dealers, accessories, and a $200 negotiable dealer documentation fee.
How about a simple New Year's resolution, one that even I was able to achieve? Reverse the clock on hair loss with Advanced Hair's simple one-day FUE treatment. You'll feel more confident and more youthful when you witness your own natural hair growing into those places that have been balding or thinning for years. I'm surprised and relieved every time I look in the mirror. You need to know what that feels like. From Advanced Hair's breakthrough technology to their highly experienced team, there is no one I would trust more than Advanced Hair Restoration. I experienced their exceptional standard of care firsthand. Your comfort and your results are the top priority of the entire Advanced Hair team. Celebrate this new year with a fuller head of hair and get a free consultation, $250 off, and 250 free hair grafts. Call 425-449-8185. That's 425-449-8185. Discover what meeting your resolutions could look like with the before and after pictures at advancedhair.com.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
The Seahawks are going to the Super Bowl, man. Everybody knows it because it's the biggest news in the country right now. Super Bowl 60 set. Seahawks and Patriots round 2. This time in Santa Clara, and with none of the same players, none of the same cast of characters, but I'm sure we're all going to get to see the Malcolm Butler catch or interception over and over.
Well, there's a few.
And
the cast off the field. The Crafts.
All right, fair.
Schneider. There's a few off the field.
But not on the field, not on the coaching box or anything like that. Why are the Seahawks there? Because it was awesome last night. Incredible 3.5 hours at Lumen Field. It was nonstop, but last few minutes, Devin Witherspoon, a guy that had a really rough night. You were on him. G was on him. Damon was on him. Well, pass breakup on 3rd down and goal from or 3rd and 4 from the 6. On down, he did exactly the same thing.
Stafford, shotgun snap, pump fake, has time, looks, fires to the end zone, almost intercepted by Witherspoon. He jumps in front of the intended receiver, Ferguson. Almost came up with a pick, but it doesn't matter because the Seahawks take over on 4th down.
That might have been the biggest play of the game. I mean, you could make a pretty clear argument that those 2 plays to make sure that the Rams did not get in the end zone there. And I don't think they could have kicked the field goal. I mean, that would have put them down 1. Maybe they should have in retrospect, but I'm not that surprised they decided to go for it. I'm not that surprised they targeted Spoon because they had been on him all night. He made both plays.
I did say to you and G, the one thing I was kind of proud of, if I was doing that game last night, because I did turn to you guys and say, Spoon has to make a play. He's too good.
You did say that.
He's too good. Like, they have gotten him, and they have gotten him. But, it's just, at times, talent finally prevails, right? Like a pitcher, like a golfer, like a scorer. Like, he's just too good. He's not going to go down this way. And to then rise up on those back-to-back plays on 3rd and 4th down, I don't know if you heard McVay's commentary. You probably didn't afterwards. He was a little snarky. He was a little like, well, it was unfortunate the way he talks.
Yeah.
They actually, blew the coverage and 2 guys took the guy in the flat, so they actually were very fortunate. Like, who cares?
Yeah, whatever, man.
Who cares?
They knocked it down twice in a row. I don't know what to tell you.
That's right.
Well, then maybe you should have thrown it somewhere else.
That's right.
Like, that's kind of the way the cookie crumbles, dude. It all leads to the final play of the game, and once again, it was Spoon coming up big. Cut 4.
Shotgun snap to Stafford. 9 seconds left. Stafford looks, fires. Ball is caught. Puka Nacua slides out of bounds. No! Clock keeps moving. Nacua on. We are going to the Super Bowl. Take your helmets off, players. They're breaking the glass next door. A completion to Puka Nacua. He can't get out of bounds. The flags are on the field.
Just confirming the runner was down in bounds. The game is now over. Seahawks win.
Seahawks win, and the Seahawks are going back to the Super Bowl.
I mean, I know it sort of messed up Rabes' call, but I like the idea of saying Seahawks win.
Such a messy moment.
Oh.
Can it just be clean? Can it just end it?
No.
People rushing the field. Please don't tell me they got to get off the field. Please don't tell me we got to see a Hail Mary from the 50-yard line. Like, the Seahawks win.
Yeah, it's all over. They win it. And Mike Macdonald afterwards, really, really proud.
I don't really know what to say. I'm incredibly proud of our team. I'm happy for the 12s, happy for our city. What an atmosphere, just to be able to take it in after and understand what our team's been able to do up to this point and how they've done it. We're just blessed, just really blessed that we got a heck of a group and a great organization and a great owner and the best fans. So it's humbling too, and it's just pretty awesome. It's just, I don't know, I'm kind of speechless.
You name it, man. Incredible special teams, incredible offense, good enough defense, including in the biggest moments. The Seahawks had an incredible team performance.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
And when you have a performance like that, Brock, you know what you get? The NFC Championship trophy presented by the one and only Cam Chancellor.
On behalf of the NFL and 12s everywhere, it is an honor for me to present the George Hollis Trophy to Seahawks Chair Jody Allen, GM John Snyder, Head Coach Mike Macdonald, and NFC Champion Seattle Seahawks.
It's a pretty good job by Cam, huh?
Cam, pretty good. He hit a lot of people, but it still processes. It still fires. It still works. Jody did an amazing job. We played that sound last hour, and I have a sense we might talk about her a little bit more this week as she raised that flag, as she, too, did an awesome job on that stage. And yeah, man, it's collective. We say 1 through 70, but then all of a sudden that's on the field if you add up the coaches and the assistant coaches and the analysts and the scouting department and the analytics department and the front office. It goes a whole lot deeper than that.
They will face the Patriots, an opportunity to exercise those demons as the Pats beat the Broncos yesterday. So, yeah, Seahawks and Patriots, Mike Macdonald and Mike Vrabel, part 2.
Here we go.
here's the third thing you need to know.
Real quick, Mariners are looking like they may end up with the best international free agent class next year in 2027. It looks like they've signed up 2 of the top 3 prospects, both hitting prospects. Yesterday, Marin De La Rosa, who had been committed to the Yankees, but that fell apart. He gets a $3.8 million signing bonus. A lot of money to sign with the Mariners, so that's great. And Baseball America, we talked about, only gave them 4 prospects in the top 100. MLB Pipeline, a little more generous. They go with 7 Mariners on that list, adding Arroyo, Farmelo, and Cincha to Emerson, Anderson, Montez, and Sloan.
How spoiled are we? I was saying this to Damon yesterday. Like, literally. You know, it used to be, man, can we get to August? Can the Mariners be so relevant? Just be relevant. Just get us to football season. No, they got us to, like, November. Yeah. Hey, Seahawks, can you just... Yeah, we're going to get you to February. And guess what? Spring training will start a couple days. Pitchers and catchers report a couple days after the Super Bowl. And then we're down there like a week and a half later.
It's crazy.
We'll be in the Bay for the Super Bowl. And then we'll be in Peoria for spring training in February. It's pretty good deal here we have in Seattle, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, there you go. That is everything you need to know. Quarter past every hour here in the Brock and Salk Show. Mike Macdonald just over an hour from now. You can watch that on YouTube or on the Seattle Sports app. Right now, Brock, more than 2,800, nearly 3,000 people watching on YouTube. I can't believe it. That is just a mammoth number for us, and just incredibly grateful that you guys find a way to find the show.
So you don't have to see Salk sitting in an old chair like that with
miserable
his crotch shot and everything else.
With my neck hurting and the pinched nerve driving me crazy. Yes. No, this is great. And seriously, thank you for finding ways to watch the show, listen to the show, maybe like 97.3 HD2. Crystal clear, high-definition radio if you're driving around. Thank you for everybody who comes and joins us on big moment like today. And stick around. We have fun even when the Seahawks aren't in the Super Bowl. We have fun all year long talking sports and trying to entertain each other and hopefully you in the process. We'll come right back with our takeaways from this game. I think I know all of Brock's because he told them to me as we were talking, but it was awesome, and I can't wait to hear them again. We'll do it next on Brock and Salk.
Be the first to hear from Seahawks head coach Mike Macdonald the morning after every game on the Mike Macdonald Show.
This is the vision that we had for our team.
The morning after every Seahawks game at 9:30 with Brock and Salk.
It is so much fun to go to work every day and to coach this team. It is an absolute honor to coach these guys.
Get the podcast on the Seattle Sports app and seattlesports.com. It's the Mike Macdonald Show, only on Seattle Sports, the home of the Seahawks.
Yeah, Mike Salk here. I do want to tell you guys that people all over our region are going to drop a lot of weight, 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds maybe by March. And they'll do it with the help of Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. We're, 26 days now past your New Year's resolution. If it's not going well, but you thought you were going to lose weight, but it turns out it's really hard, there's no shame in asking for help. That's why Eastside Weight Loss Clinic exists, to help you. They'll give you a wonderful program that will really work. It worked for me. I dropped 10 pounds in the first week. I dropped 35 pounds in just 8 weeks, and I did it without having to go to the gym and fighting for space. No pills, no injections, no fake boxed bland meals or anything like that. It's actually really good food, delicious recipes that you buy at the grocery store, and then the support, the coaching, the accountability. It really does matter. It makes a difference. Do it for yourself this year. Call Eastside Weight Loss Clinic at 425-588-0080 or go to eastsideweightlossclinic.com.
Good Dog Auto Glass.
When the stakes are high, you want the best on your team. When your windshield breaks, don't settle for your insurance company's fix that's just safe enough. Trust Good Dog Auto Glass, where the quality isn't light. We do all the things the little guys don't, and we do all the things the big guy does.
We answer the phone when you call, we work for you, and we will walk you through the insurance process. Visit GoodDogAutoGlass.com, Puget Sound's most trusted auto glass company, and get more bang for your bark.
STG presents Behind the Plate, a one-on-one conversation with Mariners catcher Cal Raleigh and comedian Adam Ray. This Wednesday, January 26th, 5th Avenue Theater. Don't miss Behind the Plate. One night only. Tickets are available online at Ticketmaster.com.
To me, the LJ way is to provide an experience that people really enjoy being a part of.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Breast cancer is a tough battle for anyone to fight. But when you can't work, care for your kids, or even put food on the table, That diagnosis can be devastating. I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda, a plastic surgeon who is proud to support Northwest Hope and Healing. Our mission is to provide a lifeline for breast and gynecologic cancer patients. We cover essentials like food, utilities, and childcare, so patients can focus on healing. For more than 25 years, Northwest Hope and Healing has distributed over $3 million to thousands of local cancer patients, and you can help make a difference in our community. Join us on Saturday, January 31st, for Cork, Fork, and Support, an afternoon of fine wine, gourmet cuisine, and inspiration at Mary Hill Winery in the heart of Woodinville wine country. Get your tickets now for Cork, Fork, and Support on January 31st. Go to nwhopeandhealing.org to learn more. That's nwhopeandhealing.org.
Does your yard need shade, privacy, or a little brightening up? Look no further than Big Trees. I'm Nancy Penrose, owner of Big Trees in Snohomish. At our 30-acre location, there are thousands of trees to choose from and knowledgeable staff, including a board-certified master arborist, to help you find exactly what you're looking for. Visit the nursery and learn more about Big Trees at bigtreesupply.com.
The road to the Super Bowl runs through Seattle.
Seattle is going to win this football game.
And Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Here's what you can look forward to when you get your windows replaced. The whole house being way warmer and a lot quieter. Dave Wyman here, and when we had finally had it with our old windows with broken seals, we called Harley Exteriors. They were incredibly friendly, professional, and absolutely knew their stuff. Harley Exteriors windows are a massive upgrade. They keep heat in and noise out. Plus, they're truly gorgeous windows. I said, you guys must use a different type of glass, and sure enough, it's their Olympic Series, which is manufactured here in the Pacific Northwest and exclusive to Harley Exteriors. Harley Exteriors has a special offer for Seattle sports fans. Buy one window and get the second 40% off. No payments or interest until 2027, and take an additional $200 off your project. Call 833-HARLEY or go to harleyexteriors.com. Schedule your free consultation today. That's harleyexteriors.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Mike Macdonald coming up 1 hour from now. He is headed to the Super Bowl with an opportunity, Brock, to cement his name forever. I saw Dove Kleiman asking whether he was going to go to the Hall of Fame now, I think. He was like, I see now a surefire Hall of Famer. Maybe it's a little too early to tell. But in any event, we got to watch this game together yesterday, and we got a whole lot of takeaways from it.
Takeaways.
Well, I'll play to the 12s a little bit, Salk, to start out with. I'll play the hits, as they say. I'll play with kind of what we started the show with, and that is this was about the collective. There were so many singular efforts, and I know we'll go through a bunch of them in the next half hour here, but I have got to start with the collective. That 12 is one that's really come to life. Not the 12th man, not the 12s, but 12 is one. And, you kind of look at that, and I know sometimes some of these slogans or some of these sayings could feel a little bit hokey, like, here's our business plan. Here's our business statement. This is what we're going to be like. But that one is just, it hits. 12 is one. Like, it really hits. And then when Mike went into some detail a month ago or so about 1.09 and da-da-da-da-da, like, yeah, man, that's why you're here. Because Michael Dixon could hit a punt like that. Because, guys can make plays in the crunch moments. Because we got schemers. Because we got every element of it. I was just grabbing a piece of candy outside, and I was reminded how the people walking in this building, right? Because this building here houses everybody.
Yep.
It's not a divided house anymore. Everybody's in here. And just the joy they had, the security guard high-fiving people, the scouts that walk in, the sales, like everybody is just 12 as one today, man. Just on a high, knowing they're going to the Super Bowl. And unlike just the joy of going to the Super Bowl, they fully believe, everybody, they're going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And they should.
Takeaways.
All right. We've been going nonstop positive this morning, and for good reason. You know who the happiest person in Seattle is, Brog? You said there are a lot of happy people here, a lot of people with joy. Yeah. You know who the happiest person in Seattle is?
Who, so?
Reek Woolen. At the very least,
have to be Bill Buckner, does he?
At the very least, he's the most relieved person after the game anywhere in this building, because he would have gone down in infamy as a serious goat. And not the good kind of goat, the bad kind of goat, the actual meaning of the word goat. Like, it would have been his fault. I did not like the call in the moment. When I saw it, I was like, "Come on!" I was super mad.
Furious.
I don't like when refs decide
Salk
games.
was furious.
I don't like when refs decide
what
games.
I call a wet hand up in the boot.
I don't like when refs decide games. Upon further review and seeing it on video, and he didn't really leave them any choice. Like, they did everything they could not to call that there, but he just wouldn't shut his yap. Dude, go away. Shut up. Stop talking. Get away from their sideline. You just made what could have been the game-winning play, and you won't shut up. Just shut up. Just be quiet. Oh, my God. You can't do that. You cannot put yourself in position. And you know why? Because for a team that stresses MOB, mission over bullcrap, that was bullcrap over mission. That was his own, I almost said Michigas, but that's a Yiddish phrase. We don't need to go there this morning. That's putting his own stuff in front of the teams. Yeah. That was being about him and not about the other 69 people that are on that roster and everybody else in the organization. It was an absolutely terrible decision that he made in that moment, and it really cost his team. He's really lucky that it didn't cost him the game. I hope he'll learn. Yep. I loved his tweet afterwards. If you haven't seen it, it's awesome. It's like, who is that, Lyle? Am I supposed to know who that is?
Maybe somebody from Ice Age? I actually didn't even know.
All right, it's some little animated character, and he's trying to he says, "I'm sorry." I actually really like what he said here. It says, and at NFL, at Seahawks, no more taunting penalties. And the little creature says, "I'm sorry, do you still love me?" It's great. Yes. Good for him. And Reek obviously has a big personality, and you got to take some of the bad with the good. But it was funny being in the suite, and when he made that play, G and Brock are going crazy. And G's going, "He just got paid! He just got paid!" And Brock's like, "Yeah!" And then they're like, maybe not. Maybe somebody just took that money right back.
Yeah, upon further review, too, I'm a little surprised that maybe a Kobe Bryant or Julian Love weren't there either.
To grab him.
To just grab him by the collar and just go, "Let's go." Because, Rams knew what they were doing. He's the most penalized taunter in the league. Yeah. And McVay knew it, and Stafford was over there, John, and they kept going. And they knew, like, oh, we got a shot here. And then he just couldn't help himself.
Well, I think the most shocking part, I don't know if you guys could see it because you weren't watching the broadcast, but Eman Worry was the one that got in his face.
Oh, yes.
And I was surprised to see a rookie getting in a vet's face like that, but I think Eman Worry has done enough to earn.
Yeah, he's not a rookie anymore.
No, he's not.
Right?
No, he is not.
We'll get to him in another takeaway.
It would be as if, and someone referenced the name Bill Buckner. There were some very upset sweet mates up there. They're very upset.
Yeah.
So Buckner commits that error. They still have a chance to hit, right? It was at home.
No.
Oh, it was on the road?
Yeah.
Oh, it was on the road. Yeah. Never mind. Get moving along.
I was wrong. It was Mort from Madagascar who retweeted about.
Thank you, Lyle. Good research. Appreciate you.
That's why you're here, Lyle.
Takeaways.
Ken Walker's numbers don't jump off the stat sheet. He had 62 yards and 3.3 yards per carry, but I don't think anyone that watched that game felt like that. It felt like he was a huge difference maker. Why are you laughing, Brock?
You don't hear the noises?
Have you don't hear us? Ken
You were
Walker?
making the same noises.
I know. Did you not hear the noises Salt we're making?
I mean, that juke that he had was just demoralizing and embarrassing. He also contributed 4 catches for 49 yards. Just some wow moments there. I hope they can hang on to him this offseason. But it is interesting to see a lot of people online. I saw former Saints running back Mark Ingram saying that Seattle should be on trial for how they treated him all season. A lot of people thinking he deserved more touches, and I think what they don't understand is that this is the only full season he's played. I would still like to see him get the ball a little more in some of those games, but I think the split is good for him.
You know what was awesome, too, last night against Clint Kubiak? Number of times he used him as a receiver. Screen game, like 2 great timed screens.
Yep.
And then he ran like a legitimate out route. Not like a little hitch. You see a lot of running backs get out there. It's like, I'll run a hitch or a go. Like, he ran a legitimate out route, like a receiver. And Sam put it right on him. Like, it was, man, was that impressive.
I remember that. That was a really cool play.
And remember, like, Sam didn't practice. So it's not like, they've repped that a lot. And him as a receiver was as impactful as him as a runner.
I would add 2 things. One, him in the red zone without Charbonnet, he ends up getting down there and scoring the touchdown in that moment. That was great. And Mora, I don't think you would have had a chance to see this. I don't think they showed it on the broadcast. But he was one of the first people off the field after the ceremony. And he was legitimately skipping into the locker room. It was awesome. Yep. It was like, what was that old guy, Anthony McCoy, who used to skip in motion back and forth? He looked like Anthony McCoy, but even happier. And it was, you were right, Maura. He played a phenomenal game yesterday. We've seen Ken Walker.
Takeaways.
I hit on this a little bit earlier. Situational ball. You hear it all the time. Situations. You're going to hear it in the Super Bowl. New England is in the Super Bowl because they are elite in situations, and so are the Seattle Seahawks. Was chatting with a college coach on Saturday, actually, who brought Mike Macdonald to his university to speak to his staff last offseason, who's quite enamored with Mike Macdonald, the way he goes about it. So situationally is where they won this game collectively, if that makes sense. So what are the situations? Well, let's talk about end of half and end of game. Check. Mike Macdonald, Clint Kubiak, on it. Absolute nails. The game never away from them. Some of their best calls and the biggest moments in that drive before halftime. And obviously at the end to get the stop and then have a 4-minute and 30-second drive. Nailed that situation. How about red zone? Rams were 2 of 3. And the one stop was a big one. And the Seahawks were 4 of 5. An area they struggled at times halfway through the year, but the run game improves, continuity improves, play call, all of it. 4 of 5 in the red zone. And then the biggie. How in the world do the Rams have nearly 500 yards of offense and go 1 of 8 on third down? Can you imagine if they were 4 of 8 on third down?
Yeah.
I mean, they might scored 42. Like, they settled for some field goals because you got them off the field on third down. You were 7 of 13. They were 1 of 8. Situational success puts you in the Super Bowl.
I think we knew Mike Macdonald would never let this game speed up on him, right? I mean, that's just not who he is. The only thing I was totally 100% sure of is that we would not come in here today saying Mike Macdonald blew the game.
Yep.
But as usual, he found ways to win it, and I thought that final drive, 4:54 when they got the ball at the 6-yard line. It's too bad that he couldn't have intercepted it, because then you would have been at the 20 instead of the 6. But no matter, you had to handle that right. That's not the time to be super conservative, but it is the time to try to run out the clock with a couple of first downs. Here's what they did. 4-yard run, 15-yard pass, short and safe to Ken Walker. 3-yard run, incompletion on the shot play, which should have been PI, the only bad throw Darnold really made all game. And then a 7-yard dart to Cooper Kupp with 3:20 left. Again, 3:20, it's worth taking the risk of stopping the clock, because so what? I mean, 3:20, 1:20, I mean, like, there's just so much time left. Then, okay, you get a first down, 0-yard run, gets stuffed, 14-yard pass to JSN with 3:05 left. We've talked about it a lot. My favorite call of the game. Again, so you're going to give them the ball back with 3:05 versus 2:20? So what? It is worth it to take that shot. And then a 3-yard run, defensive holding, same concept. And then essentially at that point, it was all over. Run the ball out, give them the ball 25 seconds at the 7. No problem.
Takeaways.
This is me. All right. Well, the defense did not have a great day, so I don't want to spend a ton of time on them. But we really did hope Nick Eamon-Warry would be a major factor in this game, and he was. I mean, the whole idea of he's the difference maker and 31 personnel and handle the tight ends, and you can play him all over the field. He might have had the best game of anybody on the defensive side of the ball. I haven't seen the Pro Football Focus rankings yet, but I'm guessing his is going to be pretty high. How about back-to-back plays near the end of the first half where he makes a tackle near the line of scrimmage, might have been a TFL, I'm not sure, and then knocks down the next pass in coverage. He goes TFL PBU, back-to-back plays. There are not many people who can do that. By the way, the next play after that was the DeMarcus Lawrence sack, and that is a huge difference in getting you the ball back to score. Just a difference maker, and he had a bad game last week. You said it, everybody said it. He goes back to the drawing board and comes back with maybe his best game of the season. I love that element of it.
Where he had the pick, the block, kick, the block. That was probably a little more, but 3 pass breakups, 5 tackles. The guys,
2 TFLs.
The guys that he covered had 3 catches for 12 yards. You see it in person in the game tape. So you see a guy that closes space different than any other nickel in the league.
All right, kudos to PFF, 89.5 grade, first among all defenders.
Yes, he was. Yeah. He was their best defender.
He stood out all game long.
Takeaways.
Rams returner Xavier Smith muffed a punt in the second, but he managed to recover it. And I remember thinking that Derek Young was so close when that ball bounced to grabbing it at that point. But he got another chance in the third when the same thing happened again and Derek Young came up with the ball that time. I just remember thinking Kevin Burkhardt might have called it with us. The Seahawks scored the next play, and it feels like special teams might have been the difference maker in this game.
It was the only turnover, and Burkhardt was absolutely right. But I got to give credit to another guy on this one, and that would be one Brock Hayward. Because when that first punt was muffed, Maura, Brock was mad at Derek Young. Why are you off to the side and not in front of him? If you're in front of him on that play instead of off to the side, you get the ball. And he said next time he better be in front of him. And guess where he was for the muff punt? Right in front of him where he was supposed to be. Ball goes right to him. He does exactly what he's supposed to do and lands on it. Kudos to Derek. Kudos to Michael Dixon. No idea why that guy fell. He didn't try to get out of the way instead of still trying to catch it. Dumb decision by him. And special teams helps them to win the game. Kudos to you.
Well, Salk, I think you gave a little short shrift to Mr. Dixon. Not purposely, but you have to give him credit.
Absolutely.
Because when we are down at spring training, and maybe this is the year that Lyle brings his glove and he can go shag some balls out there in the outfield. And he'd probably be better than you and I at it because he was a former baseball player. But you will see people on a deep fly ball, like get under the ball, and then it's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, they almost fall into the ground. And they have to get out of the way. That ball had so much freaking hang time. When you watch Michael Dixon in person, it's like a prodigious home run hitter. The ball leaves the bat, the ball leaves the foot, and you're like, are you serious? I think all 3 times, Damon's like, are you serious? That ball is like on top of Lumen Field. And it's not just like a perfect spiral. He's an Aussie. So he puts some little junk on it, right? He's like Gaylord Perry with the Vaseline back in the day. And the ball's like wobbling. And this poor guy is back there like, and he's just sinking into the ground. Like, I mean, Michael Dixon
Pretty impressive.
There's a reason he was a Pro Bowler and nearly all-pro.
So he had 4 punts last night. All 4 of them were inside the 20. The final punt that pinned them to the 7 essentially ended the game. Credit to the kick and punt coverage units. All were great. The threat of the run back with Rashid Shaheed that got them the ball at the 35 every time. The kicks by Jason Myers putting it right to the 1-yard line and causing them to waste time before the end of the half. I mean, like, man, Jay Harbaugh, I know that there's a lot of talk about Clint Kubiak getting interviews and a little bit for Adam Dirty. I think Jay Harbaugh is going to end up being a head coach when it's all said and done, and I don't think it's going to take that long.
Takeaways.
Oh man, JSN is so good. So
Is he good? Is he the best in the world?
I think that was the takeaway from Chris Peterson last night in a little text. The last Thursday night game, it was Coach Pete and me and Damon. This time you took Coach Peterson's stead, and we're between Damon and I. And that was one of, at the top of Coach Peterson's list is JSN. He's just different, Mike. He's just different. And when you watch Michael Dixon punt, it's just different. When you watch Nicky Namori close face, it's just different. And when you watch JSN move in just the subtle things that he does, the stuff that doesn't even get all that appreciated, pull up PFF offensive grades. I'll be very curious if you wouldn't mind. I think Nemhauser posts all of them on Twitter. So if you wouldn't mind peeking at that, because I can't imagine the JSN. I mean, Sam was amazing. There's probably some good play up front, because there were a lot of times Sam could get to 1, 2, 3, and 4 in his progression, but it's the little things. JSN catches a little out route, Salk, and 9 out of 10 NFL receivers catch and go out of bounds. And instead, you know what he does? He catches it, and he's got some weird, unbelievable body control and lower body strength to dip under and get 3 more yards, and it's 3rd and 2, and then you convert and then you score. And those 3-4 yards, do they matter? Yes. You run a little motion, and you get into the backfield, and you just avoid contact, and you just run a perfect little corner out in the red zone. You run a double move. You see the double move he put on Cam Curl, that safety that was talking that noise? Yeah, he buried him like he did the Bomba. Like, hey, man, don't be talking about us. He puts a little corner stick on it, and Cam Curl spins around. He is lost. Then he cuts to the post. He has the body control to get hit, still hold it. Yeah, 10 for 150 and a tutty. He's going to be he was the offensive player of the year with the Riders. He's going to be the offensive player of the year in the honors next week. JSN, dude. G likes to say, man, you are the best in the world.
Takeaways.
By the way, 92.2 grade for Jackson Smith and Jigba. He led the
That seems pretty good.
That's the best in the world.
It seems pretty good. Not going to lie. That's pretty good. He was great yesterday. As were the fans. Absolutely incredible energy. Unbelievable noise at Lumen Field. Jody Allen was great, raising the flag. And the response to her, I thought, was very impressive, to be honest with you. It did make me wonder, with this whole idea of Jody Allen has to sell the team at a certain point. Is she capable of buying the team from the trust? Like, how does that work? I don't know. She sure seems like she's doing a heck of a good job.
You know what? Win a Super Bowl, maybe that trust says,
maybe there's a way to rewrite this little. I don't know. Yeah. I just think she's been a good owner. Like, I know she gets a bad rap from a lot of people. You hear all these negatives, but like.
About what?
I've heard them in the past. I don't see it. Based on how she's run this team, the decision she needed to make on Pete Carroll, Russell Wilson, she's been on the right side of it, man. Yep. So I love that ovation for her last night. The National Guard flyover was really well done. That was great. They got some random country dude singing. That sucked.
That was great.
Could have done without Sherm firing up the crowd, but whatever. I get it. People have to get excited for a former Seahawk, and most of them don't know what a guy he really is, so that's fine. 114 decibels for most of the first quarter.
Yep.
Dropped to around 110 to 112 in the middle 2 periods as things weren't going as well. Mm-hmm. In the fourth quarter, when it really mattered, it was up to about 116. Mm-hmm. Stafford completely didn't care. Didn't affect him in the least. But it made me wonder. So I thought it was ear-splittingly loud. It was incredible. How is it that they once set a record at 137.6 decibels? And this was like 21 decibels lower than that?
Mm-hmm.
I'm confused.
Yeah, I think it's like the jugs guns, or the radar they measure for the fastballs. Those guys will tell you, the old timers, like, I'd sure love to have these measurements today. I'd have been throwing 98 too.
You think so?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure.
I would think whatever they put up on the screen, they would want it to seem like it's even louder.
I don't know. I don't know how that is measured. It's hard to imagine that it was somehow 10% louder than that. It really is.
It was wonderful. I thought the crowd did a great job last night. My voice is definitely hoarse today. And
put some respect on Zach Top's name, by the way.
Yeah?
That's the country artist. The anthem was phenomenal. Halftime sounds a little
what was
hard.
His name? The guy who sang at halftime?
Zach Top?
No, it was something
That
else.
was the guy that sang to start it, and then there was another guy that sang at halftime.
Oh, you and Damon thought it was the same person.
Oh, well, it's hard to kind of hear the sound.
Well, or all country music sounds alike.
Or Zach Top just crushed.
Or both guys sounded exactly the same, looked the same, had the same accent, put up the same garbage. Yeah.
It was Tucker
Makes
Wetmore
perfect sense that you guys were
Lyle,
confused about
move
that.
it along, move it along.
It's pretty hilarious that you thought it was the same guy.
Yeah.
He and Damon, the two big country music fans, like, same guy, it's amazing. Like, yeah, they're all Hicks. They sound the same.
Well, one's from Sunnyside and one is from Kalama. What do you want me to say?
I want you to understand the country music's bad.
And they're phenomenal. And the people love it.
They're like, this guy sounds like Morgan Wallen. Should I say what I said?
Morgan Wallen. And no, you should not say that. Stop. Enough. Are we done? Oh, go ahead, Maura. You can sneak one more in.
I would have gone for the field goal on that last Rams drive, but I'm glad they didn't, because that would have made that an entirely different game at the end there.
100%. 100%. I'm really curious, and we got so many other things to ask Mike Macdonald about. We won't nerd out on those analytics numbers. It'll be a great offseason conversation. At some point, can we look at the data for all of the downside that creates? Talk to me about the downside, not just the upside of what it does. Talk to me about the downside, the psychology, what it does, the mentality, all of it. Factor that in, those numbers, when you fail, when Sean Payton fails, and the magnitude of that over the rest of the game, as D-Mac was screaming last night. It's not just about that one little incident in a vacuum. What that did for the whole rest of the second half, when you could have been up 10-0 and changed the game with the weather. Yeah,
Take the points.
Take the points. Sorry.
Take the points. All right. Those are takeaways for today.
What you
I don't know. People are people are fired up on the text machine. Oh, have some fun, people. Have some fun. Yeah, it was pretty loud. I don't know how they ever got it to 137.
That's crazy.
Ear-splittingly loud. Crazy. Absolutely deafening.
And you know the great thing too, honestly, and and Mike would say this. It's not just when before the snap do they roar. And by the way, you know what else is amazing? What was the decibel level when the Seahawks were on offense?
0.
There was like no Rams fans there. I had a Rams buddy there. And he's like, I think we have 500 people in the stands. And the fans are so smart. And there was no booing. There was no frustration. Like, hey, quiet down.
Yeah.
Quiet down. Help our team by
I actually was saying
down.
I kind of wish they'd put up a decibel meter reading while the Seahawks had offense, because I was a little curious about what the difference was of what the Rams were dealing with versus
1.2. It was 1.2.
I mean, it just the din, I would think, would probably put it in like, I don't know, 20, 30. I don't know what that would be. But compared to the 115 that the Rams were dealing with all night, obviously a pretty major difference. All right, we're going to talk to Mike Macdonald coming up in just over a half hour, 9:30 this morning. As always, the head coach, the 3,200 people or so that are watching on YouTube right now, the more people that are watching on the Seattle Sports app. You can watch us interview Coach, and then that'll get up a little bit later as well if you want to watch the whole thing later. Man, what a morning. It's just so cool. I can't wait to go to San Francisco here in a couple of weeks. It's going to be great. It's Brock and Salk. We'll be right back on the home of the Super Bowl-bound Seahawks, Seattle Sports on 710.
We are going to the Super Bowl.
It's time to eat, boys. Super Bowl, here we come.
Can you believe it?
We're just a really good football team that's tough and connected.
Welcome to the dark side.
Power of 12 is 1 is real.
Whole city going up like it's our time.
All the 12s across the country and all the 12s across the globe.
You know how we do it. The only place to hear Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. Seattle Sports.
You are now entering the dead zone. Welcome.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today. It's not just about better health, it's about a better life.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice.
DayandNight.net.
Day and Night gives you a free furnace or water heater with installation of an AC or heat pump.
If you're not sure your furnace will make it through another winter, call us to install a proper, long-lasting, efficient heating system backed by our lifetime workmanship guarantee, so you won't be left out in the cold.
Install an AC or heat pump and get a free furnace or water heater from Day and Night Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric.
DayandNight.net.
Start
Start 2026 at Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton with their New Year's savings on your next vehicle, like the 2025 Tacoma, leasing at just $298 a month for 36 months with $32.99 due at signing. The 2026 Tundra, financing at 2.99% APR for 72 months. The 2025 Gas RAV4, leasing at $330 a month for 36 months with $29.99 due at signing. And the 2026 BZ, leasing at $339 a month for 36 months with $29.99 due at signing. New Year's savings at ToyotaofKirkland.com and ToyotaofRenton.com. Whether you're in the north or the south, they've got you covered. Offers valid until February 2nd, 2026. Terms available on approved credit through TFS. Excludes taxes, titles, license, dealers, accessories, and a $200 negotiable dealer documentation fee.
For those diagnosed with anxiety, depression, or PTSD, Northwest Ketamine Clinics wants you to know hope exists. A recent patient, Evan, details his experience.
Every day was a struggle. I was constantly throughout my life researching what are new ways, are there any breakthroughs for depression, anxiety, these things. And at some point I started to read a few things about ketamine. I probably read every single thing on the website multiple times.
Northwest Ketamine Clinics defines success as a reduction in symptoms by 50% or more. Over a 3-week period, 86% of their patients are successful.
When I arrived at the clinic, it was just a beautiful, peaceful, quiet place. As I saw that healing and growth could take place, and as I put the energy into it, I just saw so many things change in my life.
Welcome to the Pacific Northwest's most experienced ketamine center. Book a free phone or video consult at nwketamineclinics.com. Healing starts here.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. We know exactly what you're not thinking about right now. Wiper blades. But now that you are, take a moment to think about how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America. Why? Because Rain-X thinks about wiper blades all the time. We obsess, so you don't have to. Simply install our blades and then think about literally anything else. So choose Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blades, and then go back to not thinking about wiper blades. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Give me a freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Ewert is my hero.
Jay Buhner just punched me in the kidney.
We're going to excuse you on the interview.
Doesn't really work that way, Sherm. This is a show that has my name on it.
It kind of does, though.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Ewert and Mike Salk.
Let's see. 253 says, with the Pats going to the Super Bowl to meet up with the Seahawks, can you dig up the lady going to Modell's with her AFC Championship T-shirt? We'll play her this week. Not today, but I promise we'll find her. She's pretty excited about that AFC Championship T-shirt, and we'll find a way to play that. I promise. Just for Kyle Brown, who loves her so much.
Well, Kyle impersonates so well too.
Does her very, very well. Yes. That's true. We're going to the Super Bowl. I'll tell you that. Brock and I are going to be down there along with everybody else from Seattle Sports. We'll head down Tuesday after the show next week, and we will do the show Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. No real need to be down there Monday, Tuesday. I mean, there's no real Radio Row presence. Nobody's really shown up yet. So I think Justin Barnes will probably be down there doing some social stuff from the whole media event or whatever they call that big event media night on Monday night. So they'll get some of that done, but we'll get down there for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday shows, try to take you guys into the action and let you know what it feels like down there. If it's anything like Phoenix a decade ago, Brock, there are going to be Seahawks fans everywhere.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Did you look at ticket prices last night?
No.
Oh my gosh.
Did it for the game or for flights?
For the game.
Oh, geez, I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was like $7,000 to 19 grand, like $7,000 in the nosebleeds. Like,
really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not surprised, especially when it's that close and pretty easy for Seahawks fans. I mean, heck, you could even drive to San Francisco if you want to. It's only, you can do it in a day.
And for New England
not
fans,
the end of the
are
world.
you serious? New England if New England was 80 to 1 odds. I think there were 4 teams I was reading this morning in the history with those odds to get to a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were, are you kidding? Like they're a 4-win team. And Drake May was up and down as a rookie. You're a 4-win team. You're playing with Josh Allen in that division, and you're in like the AFC with Mahomes and Burrow, and like
Mike Vrabel's a really good coach.
He is.
I mean, he really knows what he's doing. He and Mike Macdonald, 2 guys that I think I was pretty interested in. We all were. We were all interested in Vrabel as a possibility, and he wanted to, it seems like, to wait it out a year and then go to New England, which made sense. I mean, that's obviously where he has history, and there's some real meaning there. But I think he would have been a good choice here as well. What Mike has done is truly incredible.
Which Mike?
Sorry, McDonald. Do you think we could stay with KJ down there?
Coach K?
You think we could hit up KJ and be like, hey man, you got room in the guest room for us? Can we go stay? Like, I know we're supposed to stay at the media hotel and all that, but you think we should hit up KJ and ask if he's got room for us?
You think Coach K got a place up there, or he kept his place here?
Well, I'm sure he still has a place here, but you don't think he lives in a house down there?
I don't know.
His wife is down there with him.
Are they? All
the kids, no, the whole KJ family's down there.
All right.
So I don't know, like, hey KJ, you got a little room for us? Go hang with Coach K for a couple of days.
I don't know. Maybe I'm interviewing. Maybe he's interviewing in Tennessee to follow Mr. Solid.
Could be.
His linebacker coach.
Could be.
Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, look, what a wonderful night last night at Lumen Field. We talked a little bit about Jody Allen last week or a couple weeks ago, and mentioned her earlier as well. I'll keep coming back to it. It was cool to see her last night raise the 12th man flag, or the 12 flag, I guess I should say. It was cool to see her afterwards, because she's not a very public figure. I would love to have her on the show. When Coach Mike comes down here with Dave Pearson in about 25 minutes, I will make my 9 millionth request to get Jody on the show, just like I used to make requests to get Paul on the show. I would love to have her on or some point here in the next 2 weeks, or if they win, after a win. I just would love to hear from her, because I really respect 2 of the biggest decisions she's made. One to move on from Russ, and the other to move on from Pete. And in both of those, I mean, you go back. Do you remember the statement when when they traded Russ?
Yes.
I mean, she made it very clear, like, we're done.
Yes.
We're done with all of the garbage, all of the everything else that surrounds this. I don't want it around anymore. I think he's done, and I think we're done with him. And she made that. It came from her.
Yes.
That statement, which I thought was
telling.
Yeah, and accountable. Like, no, I'm the owner, and when you make a big decision like this, I'm going to step in and put my name on it. And I thought that was tremendous. Same thing when Pete Carroll was let go, and she made the right call both times.
Remember, Pete said, afterwards, and maybe some emotion, because it was personal, as it is, because we're still all human beings. That football people is non-football people who made the decision, and I'm sure he probably would take that back a little bit, because the non-football people, whether that was Bird or Jody or Chuck or whatever, like, they made the right decision. They had to read the room and read the whole environment and trust John to then be able to find, the next Pete Carroll that could lead in a little different ways, could lead with maybe a little more innovation and youth with the staff and all the things that they were going to do, Salk, to make that move. And just 2 years later, just 2 years, man. Just 2 years later to turn over all of that. Your best, most dynamic receiver, your quarterback that was comeback player of the year, because it wasn't just Russ, it was pivoting from Geno as well, to bring in, and I heard someone say this, someone tweeted me this last night, like, what's really cool? Sam Darnold's a lot like Cal Raleigh. They only have 3 letters in their first name. The middle one's a vowel with an A. But they are like the most blue-collar, humble, just normal stars, right? And just normal dudes. And when you're most productive and some of your best players are just that, guess what it does, man? It just filters to the rest of the crew.
Let me read you these two statements from Jody Allen.
All right.
I think they're telling.
Way to dig them up quick, too.
Thank you.
Here, give me some. That was a good job. Yes.
While Russell made it clear he wanted this change, he made Seattle proud, and we are grateful for his decade of leadership on and off the field. We look forward to welcoming our new players and to everyone being fully engaged while working our hardest to win every single day. I trust our leadership to take us into the future and know we all wish Russell the very best.
Yep.
I remember talking about it. We were down at spring training, right, when it happened?
Yep.
And I think when she made that statement, is that right? Or maybe not. Maybe we were back up. But I remember it very vividly, talking specifically about those words, and they are incredibly important.
Power. Yes,
very powerful about everyone being fully engaged. A couple of years later, statement from Jody Allen, chair, Seattle Seahawks. After thoughtful meetings and careful consideration for the best interest of the franchise, we have amicably agreed with Pete Carroll that his role will evolve from head coach to remain with the organization as advisor, whatever. Quote, Pete is the winningest coach in Seahawks history, brought the city his first Super Bowl title, and created a tremendous impact over the 14 years on the field and in the community. His expertise in leadership and building a championship culture will continue as an integral part of our organization moving forward. Well, not so much. Pete will always be a beloved member of the Seattle Seahawks family. Again, treated with the utmost respect, and I, look, they I thought handled that very well to allow everybody to look good and save face in that moment, and then ultimately doing the right thing. The difference in how she handled those two things, but also compared with the importance of both decisions. We're not sitting here without it.
Nope.
We're not getting ready to go to San Francisco without it. There's no way.
Look around the league and look at the leadership at all that's at the top. Listen to them in their season-ending press conferences.
Go listen to Terry Pagula.
Yeah, go listen to them all over the place. To
go
Jerry.
Listen to Jerry Jones.
Go see if Cleveland can find somebody that wants to work there for that ownership group. Yeah, we talk about all the stars on the field, but it does start at the very top.
Well, the very top of the coaching chain right now is Mike Macdonald. He will join us in 20 minutes after everything you need to know next.
Be the first to hear from Seahawks head coach Mike Macdonald the morning after every game on the Mike Macdonald Show.
This is the vision that we had for our team.
The morning after every Seahawks game at 9:30 with Brock and Salk.
It is so much fun to go to work every day and to coach this team. It is an absolute honor to coach these guys.
Get the podcast on the Seattle Sports app and seattlesports.com. It's the Mike Macdonald Show, only on Seattle Sports, the home of the Seahawks.
Well, on this Monday morning, on Miss Molly's 49th birthday, on this Monday morning where we're getting ready to prepare for the awfully big game in just 13 days, if you're sitting here this morning and going, you know what, maybe now is the time. I've heard Heward talk about this First Mark Insurance Challenge. Maybe with all the challenges on the football field that you celebrated and you love, maybe today is the morning you take the First Mark Insurance Challenge like we did, like my parents have, like so many of my friends have, so you can find that insurance victory. Here's how they go to work for you. They will fully analyze your current coverage, making sure you're not overpaying for the wrong coverage. You have the wrong coverage, it leaves you at risk for significant financial loss. Then they can do what we can't do. They go to the market. Dozens of major carriers they have worked with for decades to find you the best fit. That's your win. That's your victory. They're your teammate, and they're leading the way like they've done for the last 30 years, helping thousands of families. So don't wait a morning longer. Take the First Mark Challenge. And did I mention it's totally free, and you might be the next First Mark Challenge victory. Just go to firstmarkinsurance.com. Firstmarkinsurance.com. Your teammate that goes to work for you.
Our number one thing with them is always like, hey, welcome someone in and assure them that they're in the right place. We're going to take care of them.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
This is one of those topics that no one really wants to think about, but if you're a parent, a homeowner, married, or helping take care of aging parents, it's something that honestly deserves a little attention. I'm talking about estate planning. And before you tune out thinking it's complicated or expensive, that's actually why I want to mention Trust and Will. Trust and Will makes estate planning feel way less intimidating than it sounds. They offer modern, attorney-designed wills and trusts that you can create online. And the process is surprisingly straightforward. In fact, you can create a will in as little as 30 minutes. That includes things like guardianship for your kids or pets, how your assets are distributed, and even healthcare directives. Don't wait until it's too late. Protect your loved ones with Trust and Will, the most trusted name in online estate planning. Go to trustandwill.com/game to get 20% off. That's trustandwill.com/game for 20% off. trustandwill.com/GAME.
Olympic Hot Tub has terrific ways to achieve total wellness at home. Saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges, all waiting for you. See our current specials with exciting savings at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from IQ Bar. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at eatiqbar.com/policy/terms of service.
Hi, I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, ultra-low sugar brain and body fuel. Our IQ Bar plant protein bars help you refuel smarter. Our IQ Mix Zero Sugar Hydration Mixes help you hydrate harder. And our IQ Joe Instant Mushroom Coffees help you caffeinate larger. All three product lines boost physical performance, but they also boost mental performance via nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane. Right now, you can try our epic IQ Bar Ultimate Sampler Pack with 9 protein bars, 8 hydration mixes, and 4 coffee sticks. Win your day with clean ingredients, amazing taste, and superior brain and body nutrition. Try IQ Bar today.
Get 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping when you text IQ Bar to 64,000. Text IQ Bar to 64,000 to get this exclusive radio offer. That's IQ Bar to 64,000.
The road to the Super Bowl runs through Seattle.
Listen to the 12th man.
And Seattle Sports on 710, the home of the Seahawks.
See your favorite Seattle Mariners up close at the Peoria Sports Complex. Come to sunny and warm Peoria, Arizona to celebrate an AL West championship and the beginning of another great season for your Mariners. Spring training in Peoria has plenty of sunshine, warm temperatures, great food, and the best seats in baseball. It's family fun for fans of all ages. Book your trip today. Support your 2026 Seattle Mariners in Arizona for what promises to be another exciting season. Get your tickets at PeoriaBaseball.com.
Get ready for a winter of winning with $125,000 in cold hard cash. Win your share of this spectacular polar payout every Saturday in January with hourly drawings starting at 6 p.m. The fun snowballs from there into a guaranteed 10 grand giveaway at midnight. Don't forget, your Reef Rewards card can save you up to 25 cents per gallon at Lummi Bay Market next to Silver Reef. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5 exit 260.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know you can't cook. You're not one of those people who say that they can, but when people come over for dinner, they find out the hard way, you can't. You can't even microwave popcorn, and that's literally just one button. Plus, measuring and patience are huge parts of cooking, and that's just not you. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Well, you should know Mike Macdonald is going to join us here in 15 minutes. Can't wait for the Mike Macdonald show today, Brock. The Seahawks are once again NFC champions. Third time they have hosted this NFC championship game. I'm sorry, fourth time. And now 4 times they've won it as well. Just incredible. They head to the Super Bowl in Santa Clara, and they take down the Rams. They had to do this. They had to beat the Rams. They had to beat the Niners, and they had to beat the Rams. And quite frankly, they have to take on and beat the Patriots. That's just how it has to go. It was an unbelievable night at Lumen Field. It was dramatic. Everybody was a hero. Sam Darnold, 346 yards, 3 scores. The ball never in harm's way. Had the clutch gene when it was needed most, and he kept finding his favorite target, JSN.
JSN now comes into the backfield. Sam out of the shotgun. Looks, steps, Throws back corner. Touchdown! Seahawks! JSN on the left side. Wide open. And you love to see defensive backs stop and look at each other and say, who the hell was supposed to cover here? He was wide open from 14 out, and the Seahawks retake the lead 16-13.
One of his 10 catches, 14 of his 153 yards. JSN was awesome. Sam Darnold was awesome. The offense really was great.
It was. You had to match the Rams. I mean, these games, I said to you a couple different times over the course of the night in the suite, Salk. I said, okay, man, how's this game declaring itself? You know, like Mike Macdonald loves that word. I think I've grown to love it this year as well. How is it going to declare it? So how are you going to play this game to win? And you're going to play it aggressively. You were going to have to win third downs. You're going to have to score touchdowns in the red zone. You're going to have to capture those moments before the half. And you certainly knew, we all knew, everybody was saying it, yep, this is going to come down to the final 4 or 5 minutes, especially against that guy on the other side that was playing quarterback at a level that I have in person now on back-to-back occasions as he's been in the building, been just remarkable.
Yeah, you know, Darnold's going to be right in the middle of all of this, and we'll talk to Coach about him. After the game, Michael Strahan was doing the interviews on the field and seemed to really want to push the doubter narrative, the nobody believed in you narrative, and that's just not the way this team is wired. Mike Macdonald didn't want any part of it, and neither did Sam.
So how did it feel for you to prove all the doubters wrong to be heading to the Super Bowl?
That doesn't matter to me. I just come to work every single day with these guys. These guys in this locker room, that's what it's about to me, man. The way that we've come to work ever since April in OTAs, training camp, one day at a time, and we're here, and we did it.
We're going to play some sound of Drew Lock tomorrow because the show is just stock full of so many things today and shocking.
Chock-full.
Yeah, and chock-full. We're going to get to that sound tomorrow because it was so good. He was interviewed in the locker room for about a minute. He almost got teary-eyed talking about Sam. And these guys go back to the Elite 11 days in high school. He's known him a long time. And when you're behind the scenes with somebody and you see the amount of sacrifice and the amount of work, the level of appreciation grows. And we said it was a cool QB room. It's a really cool QB room led by a guy that was Joe Cool. You compared him to the old Marino, Montana days. Kind of did have some of that vibe. And Sam Cool last night was Sam good enough.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
No, that wasn't good. I'm not dapping you up for that. No, that wasn't that good.
After I butchered chock full to come back with...
I don't know. Oh no.
Sam
Brock.
good enough.
They'll meet the Patriots, Brock, when they get to Santa Clara. Chance for revenge, right? Obviously, the team that beat them.
They played them in a Super Bowl?
They have once.
Really?
Yeah. We'll see what happens. You can try to tell Bill Simmons. The Seahawks have been to a couple of them. An opportunity to exercise all those ghosts. They did it behind Drake May. He couldn't throw. I mean, it was awful weather. He only threw for 86 yards, but 65 yards on the ground, including this one to clinch it.
Oh, here he goes. He can try to beat him with his legs. As Ellis runs after him, and May got there. And the Patriots now only need to fall on it, kneel on it, and they can make their plans for Santa Clara.
Yeah, Jim Nance, the call there, and that's exactly what happened.
Luther Ellis, the D tackle for Detroit Lions, really good player.
Yeah.
A lot of kids, most of them through BYU and Utah. Seriously, a lot of kids, and that's one of his kids who was at Utah who I loved, and he's the edge containment there. Like, bro, you set the edge. Like, just you can't. One job. And in those moments, and Drake did it with the QB draw in the first half, a great call after a fumble puts him at the 10. They capitalized on Denver's mistakes. I think some judgment mistakes, some game management mistakes, and went into that play. I thought Denver would win that game. I thought it would be like 13-10 or, especially with the weather.
It might have been in good weather.
Could have been. But instead, it's going to be the Patriots who know, like these Seahawks, a lot of different ways to win football games.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Quick little shout out to the Mariners. Big coup for them. They get the top international hitting prospect for 2027. His name is Myron De La Rosa. He had been with the Yankees, committed, but instead he breaks ranks and decides to come here to Seattle. Gets a $3.8 million signing bonus. Pretty cool. And then Baseball America. Not as nice to the Mariners farm system. Only 4 prospects in the top 100, but baseball MLB Pipeline a lot more generous. 7 Mariners on that list, starting with Colt Emerson at 9, and then you got Kate Anderson, Laz Montez at 29. Pretty cool. Ryan Sloan, 44, and then Arroyo, Farmelo, and Saincha all make the list as well. And a little quick shout-out to the Kraken. They win 4-2, bounce back from a miserable game. Did you hear Lane Lambert after that game? Oh, man. He was hilarious. He was, that's the worst 2 periods I've ever seen. I mean, he was so mad. And he was right.
So last year, not this signing period that just happened, but last year they signed the monster, right? Wasn't he like one of the top 3 international free agent signings there? And this,
what's that guy's name, Lyle?
Yorher Batista?
Yeah.
Batista, the monster.
Yeah.
And then next year they're going to have 2 of the top 5 guys supposedly in those rankings. And they've done it through the draft. They've done it through international signings. Most importantly, like this team here, and you mentioned those shots of T-Mobile and Lumen Field last night. And both of these teams have done it by developing their own. You develop your own, it just means more. It just means more. And yeah, you need Sam Darnold, and yeah, you need DeMarcus Lawrence, and yeah, you needed, Josh Naylor. But when the core is your own, and they're young, and you bring them up, man, special things can happen.
100% true. All right, there you go. That is everything you need to know. Quarter past to every hour here on the Brock.
Gosh, you feel the buzz in this building this morning. I'm just purposely stepped out of the studio just to. It's right by the front door of this facility, and just to feel people walking in, just all the personnel, the army of people that this impacts. Salk, the 2 planes that are going to be on their way to Santa Clara, chock full of all of the folks in this building. I get it right that
Nailed
time?
it.
Yes.
Hey.
It's everybody. This brings everybody together.
It's a big reason why we're here today, Brock, and that is to talk to Mike Macdonald. What he did yesterday is sublime. I've said that and used that word a bunch of times, and I think it very, very fitting for yesterday. It was an incredible game. His coaching throughout this year and into that game and all the way through it has been amazing. I'm very excited to talk to him today. Mike Macdonald will sit down with us and join us next on Brock and Salk.
We are going to the Super Bowl.
It's time to eat, boys. Super Bowl, here we come.
Can you believe it?
We're just a really good football team that's tough and connected.
Welcome to the dark side.
Power of 12 is 1 is real.
Whole city going up like it's our time.
All the 12s across the country and all the 12s across the globe.
You know how we do it.
The only place to hear Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. Seattle Sports.
You are now entering the death zone. Welcome.
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and, of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
Guys, if your energy is low, your strength isn't what it used to be, or your drive feels off, it's not just getting older. For many men, it's low testosterone. At Revive Men's Health Washington, you can start with a free T-check, exam, and consultation, so you get real answers about your testosterone levels and overall health. And this month only, qualified patients may receive 25% off testosterone replacement therapy. This isn't guesswork or one-size-fits-all treatment. Revive specializes in personalized, closely monitored testosterone care designed to help men feel stronger, sharper, and more like themselves again. With over 120,000 patients treated since 2011, Revive Men's Health is trusted for results, not hype. If you've been putting this off, now is the time to act. Claim your free T-check and consultation and see if you qualify for 25% off TRT. This month only. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Terms apply, must medically qualify.
That's another amazing run by Team USA.
Mom, think I'll be on Team USA one day?
Well, I'll take this one.
What? Are you speaking to us?
Yes, and to answer your question, anything's possible, especially with Xfinity.
So, I can be the best snowboarder ever?
Well, I can't guarantee that, but Xfinity can guarantee that your internet price won't change for 5 years.
Okay. What if I practice every day?
Then maybe you'll be snowboarding for Team USA at the next Olympic Winter Games. And Mom, you'll still be paying the same price for Wi-Fi.
Ooh, really stuck the landing there.
It's the Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. That's a $10.99 value per month. Xfinity. Imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Actual speeds vary.
New siding doesn't have to break the bank. We offer affordable options that add value and protection to your home. This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. And while we're at it, ask about our roofing, windows, decking, and gutter services for even more savings. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule your free siding inspection. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
State Roofing, the best roof you'll ever need. The road to the Super Bowl runs through Seattle.
Seattle is going to win this football game.
And Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
How about a simple New Year's resolution, one that even I was able to achieve? Reverse the clock on hair loss with Advanced Hair's simple one-day FUE treatment. You'll feel more confident and more youthful when you witness your own natural hair growing into those places that have been balding or thinning for years. I'm surprised and relieved every time I look in the mirror. You need to know what that feels like. From Advanced Hair's breakthrough technology to their highly experienced team, there is no one I would trust more than Advanced Hair Restoration. I experienced their exceptional standard of care firsthand. Your comfort and your results are the top priority of the entire Advanced Hair team. Celebrate this new year with a fuller head of hair and get a free consultation, $250 off, and 250 free hair grafts. Call 425-449-8185. That's 425-449-8185. Discover what meeting your resolutions could look like with the before and after pictures at advancedhair.com.
This hour is brought to you by Davis Law Group.
This is the Mike Macdonald Show, exclusively on the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
It is time for the Mike Macdonald Show. How cool to be able to do this, Brock, after the NFC Championship game win yesterday, guaranteeing us one more Mike Macdonald Show this year. What a night last night. You said you finally got some sleep. It must have been. What was your night like?
Oh, it was awesome. We spent a bunch of time at the stadium, and obviously, had a lot of family and friends in town, and just peak life, man. Pretty awesome.
The noise, the energy in the building last night from start to finish. I know sometimes you don't notice it. You said last week that you did.
Yeah.
Did you feel it last night?
Yeah. I mean, it was unbelievable. It was incredible, and we needed it. Dave and I were just talking on the way down here. I mean, the game was really, indicative of how the whole season has gone. Just kind of whatever the team needed at that point. So, it seemed like somebody made a play, or we stepped up, or maybe a phase picked another phase up, or the fans stayed in and we had the energy, and just, played it, took all the plays, took every play. And so it was pretty awesome.
You know what's remarkable too, and Salk said how fun it would be to actually put the decibel level up when the Seahawks were on offense. Because it was 114 to 117 a lot. defensively, and even through entire timeouts. Like you go to break, right?
Yeah.
And it's like the 2-minute timeout. They're just like ramping up more and more.
Yeah,
and once
that's right.
they saw,
I could feel that.
yeah, and they saw Stafford go in the huddle, and it's like,
Yeah.
like we're just going to crank it up. And then when the Seahawks were on offense, it was like dead quiet.
Yeah, you could hear Sam from the sideline, which was awesome.
I mean that's a testament. I know we keep talking about the 12s and the connection, and 12 is one, and that's become one of our favorites too. But that was not even the 12 as one on the field. That was the 12 as one.
Oh yeah. I mean, it doesn't get any better. It's just we literally have the best home field advantage. I mean,
Michigan was awesome. Baltimore's great fans. You've been in a lot of great places. Georgia's awesome.
Yeah.
But like honestly, did you know it was this much when you took this opportunity?
Well, you dreamed of it, because people know about the 12s. Like it's a thing, like especially even on the East Coast, like it was definitely a thing.
But sometimes perception ain't reality.
Well, and then so you kind of dreamed of it, and then we haven't played here and experienced it like in 2019. I was like, oh, okay, like it is real. And then when we got here, John and like everybody would be talking about, man, wait until you see, when this place is rocking, and you're kind of in the back of your mind, you're like, okay, that's, let's make it happen,
Yeah.
So pretty cool.
Going to get to you guys in a moment, but all that noise must be why Matthew Stafford had such a rough game last night.
Yeah,
he couldn't make any throws or anything.
For bringing that up.
We've barely talked about your opponents, honestly, throughout the year.
Yeah.
How good was he, and how good were they last night?
Oh, they're a great offense, man. They really are. I mean, just straight up, we had to try to find some answers there, and but that's what they do. That's what Sean does. That's what makes him so great. And at the end of the day, they're making great plays too. Great throws, great catches.
Was there anything new? Was there anything? It felt like in the last game, it was a lot of the middle of the field, right? Those ins and those overs. Yeah. And last night, it was like, we're going to attack the
outside
perimeter.
Yeah. You never know you never know how much it's part of the plan versus what they find and what they want to go to, So, but that's the way it ended up playing out. And so, but there, some they haven't, like I said at the game, they haven't really lived in 12 like that throughout the year. They've been more of a 13 operation, more, a little bit of 11 operation, but not really 12. And so, but they had a great plan. You could feel how they were attacking you, and we had to come up with solutions, which was a little bit different than we anticipated. And that's what makes how they evolve all the time is what makes them so good.
One of those solutions seemed to be just Sam Darnold doing his thing
on
your side of the ball.
Yeah, just get the ball back to the offense.
How good was Sam?
Dynamite, just all time. It's got to be an all-time great playoff performance, right? Like if you just ranked all of them objectively,
Well, 127 objectively, he was 127.8 in the passer rating. Stafford was 127.6.
How about that?
So he was 200s better, 2/10 better, and then even QBR, it was like 82 to 81. I mean, it was just off the charts with both of them.
Yeah, I'd like to see other championship games performances and just do the blind rating, see how that looks. But you got to rank it as high as it gets.
What was your favorite part of the way he played last night?
He's just fearless, man. Just fearless. It's awesome. Yeah.
And to do it with a few reps over the course of the week.
It's just like, why do we even practice,
I had an old QB tell me one time, John Kitna, I think he might be on the wall somewhere out there.
Sure he is.
And way back when, because I could never stay healthy, I pulled a groin muscle or something. And John's like, oh, you're going to play great this week because you're going to be so focused on just getting through your groin and your injury. You're not going to be thinking about anything. You're just going to be just ripping it and cutting it loose.
Yeah.
And I just have thought about that the last couple of weeks. Not that Sam hasn't played games like this because he's got a half dozen of them with those ratings this year or more. But I do kind of wonder, yeah, man, just fighting through this little adversity too just frees me up to just let it rip. Something that you love to say to him a bunch.
Yeah.
He loves to say.
It's interesting. Makes sense. It makes sense. But you felt it, just it was awesome. Just great.
How about the command too? Because there was a lot of checks. There was a lot of motions. There was a lot of movement.
Yeah.
There was a lot of reading.
And there's a lot of ones where, our operation could be a little bit better. We're getting down to like, if you have a motion in a shift and we're breaking the huddle a certain amount of time, you got to kind of like fast forward through that process and make sure we're aligned and get this. It's like some high powered operation stuff going as well. So, just tremendous.
Can you take us through some of the thought process on the final drive that you had? 4 minutes, 54 seconds, you get the ball.
Yep.
And we'll get to why you get the ball in a moment. We'll talk about Spoon and the couple of plays that he made. But 4:54, 4-point lead. What is the hope? What is the plan? Can you walk us through that drive a little bit and the thought process?
Yeah, simply just let's go win the game. It's just stuff that we've talked about throughout the season, in like our situation meetings with Brian and our coordinators and stuff. And there's a lot of 4-minute stuff on there. And without getting into all the strategy, it's like, let's go win it. I think some of those time parameters are, the rules of thumbs are a little conservative, so, if you're going to give a team 4 downs, and what's the difference of them having, like, if they're in a 4-down situation, the other team, what's the difference of them having, like, there's just, at a certain point they can go down the field and not be under like massive time restriction. But what's the difference between that, whatever that time is, and like 3 minutes?
Yep.
There's really it's not a significant enough difference to maybe sometimes,
the old school would feel that way. 15 years ago, 40 years ago,
right.
30 years ago.
We used to say pass to score, run to win, right? And just try to run the ball.
Well, you do. You want to. You're running your best stuff at them, but sometimes that's not the best thing to do.
So specifically, I think my favorite play of the game, 14-yard pass to Jackson with about 3:05 left. What is that play? What happens on that play?
We ran a sail route to Jackson. He got open. It was awesome.
How about
that's what happened. If like this was the last game of the season, I'd love to get into all the strategy and what we're talking about and why. But
get to do that in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. But it was just a play we liked in that scenario, and we wanted to stay aggressive.
So hypothetically, just a hypothetical, if Cooper, they measure it, and he's a half yard short there.
Yeah, we were going for it.
Yeah. Yep. Just play to win.
Yep.
Play to win.
What was running through your mind as the ref calls a taunting penalty in that moment? You probably can't repeat all of it here on the radio, but what is running through your mind in that moment?
I think it was a good exercise in like what we want our team to think. It's like okay to be emotional for a second, but then you have to like come down to center and go to the next play. But certainly wasn't happy. Wasn't excited about it. I know we want to live in the death zone, but that was one that we could have avoided. And then honestly, I made a bad play call the next time. It's a play that he feels like he should be able to make that play, but I can help him as well. So I was pretty pissed off about the play call too.
We talked a week ago about Gray Zabel and Leonard Williams and a rookie having that kind of connection already with a veteran.
Yeah.
How about the fact that Nick Emanwari was the one to tell Mr. Woolen on the sidelines after that series? Probably MOB, right? We'll just keep it at that. Probably MOB.
I don't know what they're gonna have. Like have audio would have. I don't know what was actually said. I just saw them
interacting.
Mm-hmm. But like with all, given all the things, I think that's how you kind of. That's kind of how, given, hey, crappy penalty, hey, touchdown, how do you want to react? It's not like we lost the guy for the rest of the game. He had to come back and keep playing, So, like, overall, it's like, it's pretty good. It's a good job by him, given that, we went through that.
Well, you could probably say some of the same things about Spoon's day. He gets beat a couple times early. I was sitting with Brock and his brother throughout the game, and they were talking about a couple of tough moments that he had in coverage. And then 3rd and 4th down from the 6-yard line, the 3rd and 4, 4th and 4. Yeah. What does it take to bounce back like that?
Well, I'm not surprised with Spoon, but that's like some legendary stuff is how he played there in the red zone because as it was cited, the play shouldn't have lasted that long on the 4th down. And just like the relentlessness, the resiliency to just compete, one play at a time. Just all you absolutely have. I mean, he hit some crazy output numbers yesterday, like personal records, and he just played his absolute tail off. It's incredible.
What do you mean output numbers?
You know, we track like basically what you do in the game and how fast and all that.
All the acceleration, all the distance,
yeah, like all the things, right? All the
was that final play where he gets to Puka right at the sideline? I would imagine.
Oh, I'm sure
he was moving pretty good on that one too.
Yeah, yeah.
That just straight effort.
Yeah, well, that and like I think he has outside leverage in that situation. He kind of realizes that they're trying to run across the field to get out of bounds, which is a great play call by them, and he just beat him to the spot.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Can we take a step away from the field just a little bit and go to the 12th man flag that got raised by the owner? And then on the podium afterwards.
I heard you were upset. You were hoping it was going to be Ken Griffey Jr. Kind of upset that Jody Allen did it.
I don't know where you get that from.
Just kidding.
We don't talk a lot about Jody, just like, Paul was equal. Like, it was not about Paul Allen. It's not about Jody. They don't want to be front and center. But what impact from your job, from your perspective, from your leadership, what impact does she have?
Well, I mean, a ton. In short, listen to your question, Brock. It made me think of our interview, and we got to spend some time together, just her and I, and you could feel what she wanted for this team and for like our city, and that's what I got excited about that because it was like we shared that vision about what we're trying to get to, and she's just been incredibly supportive throughout the whole thing. I mean, we've made some tough decisions here, and we've gone through some not so great points, last year, and some growing pains and things like that. And I've just always felt like she's just been like steadfast in support, and just like wanting to just keep growing, and like I wouldn't say it's patience, but it's like it's like she's very like very strong about what type of team that we should be, and a team that's in our city and the 12s are gonna be proud of. I mean, all those things that we're trying to create now is really she's a driving force behind it, and it's awesome. So I was really, it was awesome to see how happy she was. It's really cool.
We've talked throughout the year about how you guys aren't everybody doubted us kind of a team. It's not all the external motivation. Last night, it felt like there were some national folks trying to really push that idea, right? Of you guys were doubted. Nobody thought you would be here.
Yeah.
And your quote was, "We don't care." Now, I thought you were just going to stop there. I thought that was going to be it. I thought you were just going to leave Michael hanging.
Well, all right.
Another 17-second pause or something.
Okay, because obviously I'm really good at talking in public. Right?
Yes.
And so not in my wildest dreams when I think I'm going to be sitting on a podium talking in front of I didn't realize how why. It's like in front of I don't know, whatever.
The world.
And so I didn't know what I was going to say. But then this is the God's honest truth. Okay, so I'm sitting up there. I'm listening to Cam talk, and I can't hear him. I'm from here. I'm from like him to me and Dave.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, man, if I'm talking, do I need to slow down or something? Like it's an echo, and I'm here. It's like when you sing the national anthem, you're like hearing the person in front of you, and you don't hear. So classic overthink, So I'm like, well, maybe I need to slow down when I'm talking, and say louder because I can't hear. So I'm like yelling into the mic and talking all slow. That's why I did it. And then shout out to Michael Sean when as Michael Strahan's asking me the question, I thought of Michael Sean's question that he asked me at the end of camp about where they had us slated in the thing, and I was like, bro, we really don't care. Remember? And so that's why I said it, because that's the only thing I could think of.
Funny, I thought it was your Georgia roots coming out just a little slower right here. Let me just take in.
No, I just definitely it was a classic overthink. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
But it ends up being kind of a very indicative moment of who your team is, no?
Well, I mean,
it's not like
I yeah, but it is it was true on what I said. Yeah. But how it went down was
just the pacing.
Yeah, the pacing. Yeah, exactly. It was it's almost like shoot.
Here comes the pacing problem again.
No, he's trying to pull up a movie line or something like that right now.
Yeah, is it Roger? Who's the guy that says, I consider myself luckiest man of the faith here? Who was that?
Roger Maris.
Roger Maris.
Yeah.
He was like, today, that's what I kind of, in my head, that's why I was like, the pace that you needed to talk. It's a rookie move, man.
It was good.
Sorry.
Did we sleep last night? Like, you get home, do you rewatch? You rewatch the game? Was it Lou Gehrig?
It was Lou Gehrig.
It was Lou Gehrig.
I'm sitting here going, wait a minute. It wasn't Roger.
Yeah, Lou
Maris.
Gehrig.
It was Lou Gehrig.
Yeah, we look
Gehrig.
like.
Yeah, there we go.
That's okay.
Is it Pacific Northwest?
Well, whatever. They're Yankees. They're all the same.
Do we sleep last night? What time was the last time you looked at the clock?
Around midnight.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty good.
That's not bad.
That's late for me. That's late for me.
I'm still pretty impressed. Hey, can we talk about your special teams for a moment?
Yeah.
What a night for them between Michael Dixon and Jason Myers and Derek. I mean, what does it take to be good at special teams? Maybe that's too broad a question, but not every team seems to be able to give them enough attention to
every team talks it.
Sure.
How do you walk it?
Thank you, Brock, rescuing me.
There you go. Okay, I got this question last week because I hit my word limit like on Wednesday last week. So this is one of the questions. I don't know how you don't, because everywhere I've been, it's been important. So, like, you walk in the door in Baltimore and you're working for John Harbaugh, you know very early, very quickly, and very clearly how important it is. You go work. Now let's go to Michigan. Well, that's weird. Who's special teams coordinator? Jay Harbaugh. You know, and he's really great at what he did. And I was like, it's just like, man, this guy's pretty dang good. Like, this guy's an incredible coach. And so it's just like, that's how we were going to roll. So I don't really know how you don't. It's kind of all you know. So yeah.
4 punts, all 4 down within the inside the 20 yesterday.
Wow. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, incredible.
What kind of a weapon is Michael Dixon?
Well, it's funny. We play some of the TV clips of the team in the team meeting, and it just so happened that, like, the one that went out of bounds last week against San Francisco, and then the announcer was like, "And Michael Dixon, the highest paid punter in the league," and all the guys were like, "Oh," give him crap about it.
Yep.
But he's tremendous. He's tremendous.
That was a moon ball. That came right where we were sitting in our suite.
Yeah, kind of like.
Oh my gosh! And it just moves, right? Damon was next to
right
me.
off the foot.
Yes, it's like the first one, oh my gosh, and you could feel that guy like underneath a ball in the outfield like forever, and just kind of melted. Unfortunately, in the ground. Unfortunately for you guys, you also complimented Clint afterwards, and I thought that not that he hasn't called great games this year, and he has been so on it so many different ways, but between the screens, between the check with me's, between the motions, between the pre-snap movements, between the shots, like. I don't know if Sam played his greatest game. I don't know if Clint called a better game this year from my eyes.
He really did. And then, if Clint was sitting here right now, I know he would be the first to give shout outs and credit to our staff too. I mean, I'm thinking of Andrew Janoko in the red zone. Some of the plays we came up with was phenomenal.
Awesome.
Jake Pete's passing game. Mac does a lot of like the run pass stuff. Our run game guys. Phenomenal. I mean, like how they build the formations and the shit, like all that stuff is like such a collaborative effort, and they did a great job.
What's the first Super Bowl you remember?
That's a great question. It probably was I think it was the '95 Super Bowl, Patriots Packers.
Yeah, '96.
No,
'96.
Well, actually, that's a lie. It was Steelers. Probably Steelers Cowboys in like 93, 94. Is that right?
It's right around there. Yeah. So when you think of the Super Bowl, I mean, this is the biggest game in the world, certainly ratings wise and everything else.
Yeah.
What does the Super Bowl mean to you?
A mean to you
question. I know you love these.
Yeah.
Well, but did you have special memories? Have you thought about this?
I mean, it's like, there's a mental hurdle you got to get over. It's like, look, like the Super Bowl is meant for these legends that, these icons, these icons that, Bill Cowher and you know what I mean? Like, it's just Jimmy Johnson and Bill Belichick, it's like, those are the guys you grew up on. Brett Favre taking his helmet off and running around like those. That's what you just, so they're just like superheroes to you. But now that you're putting yourself in a position, like you have to have that belief and that confidence that you guys do belong to be there, and we'll work through that throughout the week. But I mean, I think our guys are going to be in a great spot mentally, and confident. We got to go prepare our tail off and go rip it. I think you're going to look back at it and like appreciate it probably a little bit more, honestly. You know, kind of in it right now. But it's definitely really, really special.
Come out last night, all right? I saw Russell had a splint on Brady or something.
Yeah, he's got a hand, or something with his hand, so we got to work through that.
Okay. Outside of that, Charles played the whole game with the foot,
Yeah.
and I'm sure there's going to be some,
Yeah, Charles going to be sore. Sam's going to be sore.
Yep. But outside of that, pretty.
Drake Thomas.
Drake's got a shoulder. Yeah, there's a couple other things we're going to work through, but nothing major to our knowledge.
Yeah.
Do you know Mike Vrabel at all?
I don't.
So he didn't play them this year. I don't think he played them last year either, right? So this is.
Well, we didn't. We played Patriots.
We played him last year, but he wasn't there.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
So, what does an early look at the Patriots look like?
I haven't watched one snap on tape.
Not even one. Nor did he watch the game.
No. Well, how could he?
Well, I think it's one of those unique things too, where there is no crossover tape.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember watching anybody against their defense this year on crossover tape. So it's kind of like a fresh perspective. I mean, we've gone against Josh McDaniels before, so I'm sure there's some carryover from when we've played him in the past. But yeah, so just kind of go in and do our thing.
You do know the stadium, though. You do know that old Santa Clara a little bit. You guys have been.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. We're not in that locker room, which I think is a little interesting.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're the home team?
I don't know how it works.
Yeah.
But you have the home locker room. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know how it works. I think New England is like the like the AFC. Billy was just taking me through the whole thing. The AFC. This is the AFC's year to like choose all the things or whatever.
So they're at Stanford. You're at San Jose. Great. You doubted again, Mike. You're just doubted again. The whole country.
Yeah, you're gonna put us at. I don't know. It's like
you don't care.
It's like where are we practicing? Okay, perfect. Like,
give us a football field and we'll go out there.
Let me say it as
practice.
he said last night. I don't care.
I think it was we.
Yeah.
You don't go I.
Don't.
You're not an I guy. You're
I appreciate you saying that.
You're more of a
I'm not going to say that I'm not an I guy.
But you're more of a we guy. 12-1, all of it, man. What a cool deal this is.
Yeah.
We're happy. I hope you're happy because this is.
Yeah, very.
I hope you get a chance to enjoy it. I know you, as you just said, you're in it.
Yeah.
But what an incredible, magical experience.
Just being on the field after and seeing our guys. Just.
Is there one memory from that that sort of clicks of like seeing people celebrate or seeing two people connect or anything like that you'll remember from last night?
I mean, I know the one thing that pops in my head, like Rob Porteous and our video guys came up to me and they're like super psyched, man. That's awesome. You just forget. It's just like, it's everybody, man.
You do. I stepped outside here a bunch today just to watch people walk in this building.
Yeah.
Right upstairs. And everybody is just
I think I saw
bouncing.
Dave smile.
You saw Dave smile?
I mean, no, I take it back. No, probably not.
No teeth.
Dave doesn't.
When the guys we're up on the stage and they get the little on the stage. I've never been on a stage before, so you get them. It's like head coach sticker, quarterback sticker,
Yep.
And so it's like, of course I'm going to stand right where the sticker is. And then I'm like, Sam, no, you got to be over here. And then I turn around, and then all these guys start just like bleeding up. They don't care. They just ended up they did not care. They walked up on the stage like that was awesome. Like Leo was up there, Spoon. Yeah, great. Jack.
When you sat down here after the week 1 loss to San Francisco, you were really pissed. You were really mad the next morning. Like we were surprised at how mad you were about losing that game.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All these weeks later, is it just because you had such faith in this team and were disappointed that
I think so.
It didn't start the way it should have, given the talent and what was possible for this group?
I think so. Yeah. And you felt how hard they played and like how fit. Like I felt like they earned the right to win the game. Yeah. And we didn't. And so that was
Well, you earned your right to the Super Bowl, man. And we
thanks.
can't wait.
Yeah, congratulations. We'll talk to you in 2 weeks right here, and we'll see where you're at
Are you
that
guys
point.
are you going to be how does it work? You're down there?
We'll be down there.
We'll be down there, do the show for a few days from Radio Row, and talk to.
So it's going to be running some wind sprints at San Jose State on
Yeah.
the field. I'm going to
Yeah.
get them out there. It'll be great.
Love it.
Let's go.
Yeah,
See you out there.
Congrats,
Don't want
Coach.
that at all.
Yep.
Congratulations. We got to go. We'll turn it over to Bump and Stacy now, and we'll be back tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Tom Brady on the show, we think, tomorrow. Daniel Jeremiah.
Awesome.
Yeah, not bad. Till then, Brock the Hay.
Barn.
See you, everybody.
Super Bowl barn.
Get to the chopper!
Bump and Stacy, weekdays 10 to 2.
The team that got rid of Pete Carroll, let Geno go, DK is out of here, lots of moving parts, are playing to go to the Super Bowl. No one thought this was going down like this. I didn't see this happening for this ball club. It's been the best transition in the league in the past couple of years. No other team has made the major moves that this team has made and gotten to this point.
Only on Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Our first Mark Challenge victory is Aaron McCoy from McCoy Home Solutions, yet another small business owner that took the First Mark Insurance Challenge. Aaron, what was the initiative to make that call?
I've got something worth preserving for the sake of the people that I serve and my family. So it's important to me.
What did you learn through the process?
The experience with First Mark has been highly professional, informative individuals that have helped me from personal to professional insurance.